What's up? Welcome back to Can I Get Some
Hey.
Gas? I want to appreciate y'all rocking with us. I want to thank everybody who gave us a pass from last week. I know we had this show scheduled for last week, and a lot of people were interested in it and was asking. I got sick. I got like the flu. One of my kids or whatever like gave me the flu, and so did Miss Shannon. The flu was trying to kick our ass. We didn't get it from each other. She lives in Atlanta. I live in, but we definitely got the flu.
Woo.
So, but we back, we full in fact, and we're here to have this shit for you. We definitely gonna make it happen for you. So, like I said, once again, thanks for everybody for joining us. You saw the thumbnail. Oh, first of all, I want to make sure everybody likes and subscribes to the show. We really appreciate it. We almost at 100 subscribers. We're just trying to make it there tonight. If we don't make it to 100 subscribers tonight, I'm gonna stop doing this shit. I'm just kidding, but it's just like I don't see no way we can't get there tonight. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody. I want to give a shout, always give some love to my main mellow, my co-host, Miss Shannon. How are you doing today, Miss Shannon?
I'm doing better. I'm doing better. Not completely out of the woods, but I'm doing better.
Okay, good.
So happy to be here.
Good. Next, I want to give a shout out to my man, my mellow, my cuzzo, Mr. TJ. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm not sick. I'm feeling good right now. Life is good.
Yeah, I bet you are. From what conversation we have, you should be feeling real good right now. All right. Appreciate you, brother. And of course, we got the one. I'm really interested to hear what she got to say on this subject, and I got a feeling it's going to be super fun. We got Miss Polly in the house. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Appreciate you coming through and showing some love. We really appreciate hearing what you got to say. And one of our favorite guests. She just rocks it out every time, and she just has great things to say, great energy. She's just mad positive. I just want to give a shout out to Miss Amy Johnson. How you doing?
Good.
Like, wifey and I actually got to kick it and hang out with the Johnsons. They are actually a fabulous, fun group of people to hang out with. They're just a dope couple. We really enjoy hanging out with them. We're going to definitely have to do it again. We really appreciate you guys. And last but not least, on the show, we got my man. Oh, shoot. We got Diddy in the house. How you doing, brother? You on mute.
What's going on, everybody?
How you doing, brother? How was your weekend?
Get your ass in there.
Nah, he just stepped up. All right. And we got Mr. Johnson's seat. How you doing there, Jerry Johnson's seat? Jerry Johnson's avatar. How you doing? Appreciate you coming through, show some love. We're looking forward to the actual person sitting down there. But there we go. How you doing? That's what's up.
I don't like
It is big.
All right. So back to everybody. All right, everybody. Now this is going to be an interesting show. All right, who are we missing? Who we got? Who do we got not up here? I don't see Mr. Johnson up here. What's going on?
I don't see Diddy. Where's Diddy?
Where did my two cats go? Hold on. I'm sure they'll come back. All right. Anyway, we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. We're just happy to be when they jump back up. We will come back up. Wait, just let me just check something out here. There's TJ. I don't know what happened to Diddy. I don't know why we can't see Mr. Johnson, but we will figure it out. All right, we see one Mr. Johnson.
I can see Jerry Johnson. Yeah.
Huh. All right.
My bad, y'all. Browser, little technical difficulties, but no.
Man. Okay, now we see everybody. Now we get to go. Now we can start this bitch. All right. So, without further ado. All right. So, the subject at hand is talk like sex. We're going to talk about things sex. sex questions, like who's doing it, why they doing it, how they're doing it, what have you. I know I want this to flow organically. So what anything you guys want to say, ask each other, ask the chat. Please feel free to do so. Like I said, I don't want this to get too. I know we all got professional lives we got to maintain, so I don't want this to get too wild. If we could keep it to somewhere between NC-17 and some late night Showtime Cinemax type shit, we can rock it out, and we can. And I think everybody would feel a lot more comfortable. But like I said, we're gonna also take some questions from the chat when they want to send us some questions, and anybody feel comfortable answering the questions, please feel free. I actually did put a survey up and put allowed people in Instagram on Instagram to ask questions, and we got quite a few questions. We got about 20 questions. I narrowed it down to 10 because some of them I'm just not going to ask because they just wild out. I just got to say, Instagram people, if y'all watching, y'all some nasty motherfuckers. And I like some of them, but I just don't feel like it's right for me to just be asking some of the questions that y'all ask, Yeah, like I said, y'all some nasty motherfuckers, but it's all good. All right. So first we're going to start off with, just statistics or what have you. What, historically, let's just start off with the questions. Let's just jump right into the questions that people asked, and we can get an idea of where people's head is at, First question was sent anonymously through IG was, how long should sex last? Like, how long should it last? And you can break it down. You can look at this any way you want. If you want me to call on people, I will. But if somebody's got the overwhelming urge to just jump in there and answer a question, please feel free to do so. So I see Terrence punching the okay, TJ, go. How long should sex last? And how long? Wait, and then how long you actually think it does? I should put that. But then I'm answering with that.
Sex should last just enough. And honestly, it depends on like where you first time, you meet a girl. And so first time having sex, you want to make that last a little bit. But after if you've been with somebody for, a long period of time, or y'all on y'all, 8,000th time having sex, like just enough. You get yours, she get hers. I used to have a homeboy like, man, I met this girl, we was fucking for 3 hours. I'd be like, why? Why was you fucking for 3 hours? Like, was the pussy that bad? Like, you could like, to me, that's like, my bad. Am I getting to? But yeah.
So no, you can say whatever you want.
And again, depending on like where you at in the relationship.
All right. That's a very pretty. Oh shit! Here we go. We got Jazz in the building, everybody. You gotta say what's up to Jazz. Here we go. I appreciate you. I know work has been kicking your ass, and you've been like keeping you off the show for a minute, but we really appreciate having you back on. We need that jazzy energy up in this piece. So, but. So Terrence the question was asked, and TJ was was nice enough to answer, how long should sex last? And he said just enough. On average, if you ask people, people are saying that the average was somewhere between 15 to 20 minutes. But I read a study, and the average sex session, I'm talking soup to nuts, lasts about 7 minutes. Anybody shocked by that? Nobody shocked that it lasts 7 minutes? Is that cool for it to last 7 minutes?
7 minutes? What are you doing?
7 minutes. On average, sex lasts 7 minutes.
Warm the engine up. Your car never get warmed that quick in the wintertime. What the hell?
Man. So I mean, it's I think what people are doing, they think that they like, people exaggerate the amount of stamina and how long things are gonna happen. I think that's happening quite a bit. Is people are like, oh yeah, like your boy said, I can fuck for 3 hours. I'm like, why? That's almost like a part-time job.
No.
So
I mean, I would say if it's like a quickie, is that what you're saying? Like on average, like what a quickie is? Like if you're in a rush, you're trying to run out the door.
They asked 1,000 men and women, and they said, how long should sex last? and on average, they heard everything. On average, they took an average of what everybody said, and it said it was about 20 to 30, 15 to 20 minutes.
That sounds
was
good.
what was the average. But they were saying, but like, of course, you have those people like, I could do it for an hour. Hold on a second. We got another person just jumped on. Miss Maria just jumped in. Let me give you your applause track. I'm in a different thing. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So
thank you. 7 minutes. That's it.
That's on average. That's the average. How much does it last?
I'm gonna put my watch on and I'm gonna time it, and I'll sacrifice myself for y'all.
You gonna let your man know? Exactly. There you go. That's how you take one for the show. Say, all right, man, you're on the clock. Let's do it. So that was just a question. All right, let me pull up the next question that somebody
but I
asked.
think 7 minutes is adequate. I mean, what are we trying to do?
I mean, I think what happens, you get these young cats who feel like they show that they got a way more stamina and like that. And I think that's because a lot of them don't know what the fuck they doing.
And that's what I'm about to say. I mean, because here's the thing, like, you know, come on, we grown as fuck. Like, I know what it takes. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why do it need to take 30 minutes, an hour every night? Like, yo, I'm running businesses and shit. I got kids and all this other stuff. Baby, daddy, let me show you how to let's get it to where we getting it. And let's both have a good night. That's why y'all out here struggling and angry with all this road rage. Everybody trying to go for 20 in an hour sex. Like, be good with the 7 to 15 minutes. Get the motherfucking, you know, clear your pipes, and let's move on.
I agree with you on that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Like, what are y'all trying to
15 good minutes. I agree with you on that. 15 good minutes. Take you a break. Go back in there again. Depends on what kind of night it is.
Most Americans ain't even working out like that, though. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when we think
got
about
the stamina for that.
I do.
I'll be tripping. Yeah,
but,
right.
But Chaz, like when you first meet somebody, you might not be able to make them come that fast. You know, you might take.
No, that's true.
But again, if you've been with somebody for a minute, yeah, y'all should be able to knock each other out.
So that's why we say on average, right? Yeah. But like,
okay.
I know what it takes for me, and then like sometimes, like on certain, you know, certain weekends or whatever. But like, I don't want to. I think that's the problem. Like, people end up in relationships, and then you have this expectation of like, oh, if you can't last 30 minutes, well, damn. I mean, man, listen. I don't know who out here listening. I'm trying not to talk too crazy, y'all. I'm just saying. Like, if it takes that long for somebody to come, your coochie ain't good. His dick ain't good. Something ain't hitting.
I agree.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Like you said, what's your goal?
Yeah, that part.
Like, what's your goal? That's what I said. Like, what's your goal? Is your goal to get off every time or not get off?
Thank you. Well,
because some people just want to just maybe like do something quick and then come back. Like, I don't know. I don't have to every time. I'm cool. Like, I'm okay.
Sharon, shout out to my man Sharon. He said a heavyweights boxing round is only 33 minutes. It was like, you want me to go an hour? I hear you.
Right, exactly.
I hear you on that.
like you're comparing me against professional athletes. Stop it.
And they ain't even doing it like that. Ain't nobody doing it like that. I was like, I think what happens is you may get one where you like. Because back when in the partying days, when you were like either drunk or you might have been on something, a little something.
A Hennessy dick, that's different.
Well, Hennessy dick, you might have trouble getting hard. It's like, you know, but I mean, it's just like, if you're on a little something, you might be on, and then you like can't focus and it may take an hour, but nobody having a good time in that situation. Ain't nobody enjoying themselves.
No.
I mean, it's really just, it's really just not fun at all.
No.
So,
and that's a whole nother thing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like intimacy. You can have intimacy. You can like massage. You can talk to it's a lot of different things. But like, to be physically engaged for that amount of time and there's no breaking point, like, you know, that's where I just see a lot of people in their relationships, they start having problems. And that's why people be talking about they too tired to have sex. What you mean you too tired? That's because y'all want to act like y'all athletes and y'all asses don't even know really walk or go to the gym for real. But never mind. Go ahead.
I'm just curious. Like,
The
okay,
food
you
has
brought up
arrived, my
Tell her like
queen.
it is. Tell her like it is.
When you done with that, you're gonna be my dinner.
And it brings up a point to a lot of women. I just want to ask the women out there is what was the question? It's like some of that comment actually knocked me off my square for a second. Basically, what I want to know is just like, you know, is it cool for a dude to just be like, you know, I just need 5 minutes. I need a couple minutes or whatever. You know, I just need it real quick or whatever. It's cool for your man to do that, or do you look at him like he's kind of like you look at him sideways? I want somebody who ain't speaking much. Amy, what do you think about that? Can a dude just be like, baby,
answer that shit?
Just give me 5 minutes. That's all I need. 5 good minutes.
Sometimes you're like, okay, like we both have big jobs. We need to give you up early. But like, can we just like, let's just knock this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm keeping time, but yet we both know we're not going for no marathon Saturday night thing.
Yeah.
Like it's Tuesday.
There's a different.
You know
Exactly. There's a difference between Tuesday sex and vacation sex.
Hotel sex and Tuesday
Hotel sex. There you go.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. Hotel sex is a whole different thing. I think there should be two different categories and expectations from hotel sex to Tuesday night, you know, right after work, right after dinner. If you got kids, putting the kids to sleep sex. Hotel sex, maybe
to the time limit. Like, who's keeping track of this shit? Like, if you shouldn't be keeping track if you're having a good time, whether it lasts 5 minutes or 20 minutes. I'm not keeping time.
Yeah, but sometimes you just realize, like, you get in there like, okay, I'm about to tear it up, and then you start a movie, and then you look at you start getting it in, and then all of a sudden the movie is still on, and there's only like 15. So we're like, oh shit, we've been like 18 minutes, we've been rocking out, but you know, it can happen like that. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the person who likes to fuck with movies in behind me. I don't know. It's just I'm weird like that sometimes.
Shit, I can fuck anything. You put it on.
He's like, the movie can watch. You're like, the movie can watch you, huh?
Damn right.
Right.
All right, I'll jump to the next.
What kind of movies you be watching, Dane? What kind of movies you be watching?
Man, Netflix was like, are you still there? I'm like, I'm almost there.
No, you'd be like, wait a minute. I don't remember that episode. Oh, shit.
It's rolling. Right through that episode.
Seven minutes, that really surprises me. That surprises me. I am not a 7 minute. No.
Oh, okay.
I can't get nothing done in 7 minutes.
You just taking one for the team in 7 minutes, basically.
You know what? Me and my man, we're not 7 minute people because there's levels to it. There's levels to it. Like, you got to have the appetizer, you know. Then there's the snack.
I'm not talking about like the full on, like because it said the full Monty. Like if you like, you know, oral sex.
So you're just talking about actual penetration,
the actual penetration and pumping.
Talking about
the 2 P's. 7 minutes or something like
probably
that.
Like 15, 20.
Yeah, it's funny because I was on a podcast like with some once, and I was like saying, yeah, you know, sometimes if you need to, you can knock it out in 15 minutes. All these youngsters was like, 15 minutes. Your wife must think you suck. Your wife, you know, I was like, my wife think I know what the fuck I'm doing, you know? I mean, all these young cats are like, I don't know about you. I don't know what you can get in 15 minutes, blah, blah, blah. She ain't happy. I can tell you that. I could fuck for 4 hours like
most of them
that's bullshit. Most young kids or youngins, you know, putting it down, they're like so virgin. They just see you and they're like, oh, I'm wet.
Thank you.
Really? That's it? Don't last 2 seconds.
Don't believe that.
Youngsters can just get it back up a lot quicker sometimes. And a lot of times it's just like they got a better bounce back. I ain't gonna front. You know, young cats might have a better bounce back.
Don't matter. They can be like what are those called? Minutemen? Ridiculous. Can't do it.
All right. So, I'm gonna shout out to my man, Great Pill Podcast, my boy Andrew. Let's go ahead and check out his show. He has some good show. He has some good sex stuff too. He had a chick on there talking about BDSM. So if y'all want to hear an interesting situation, you know, she was all about that. So you might want to check out one of his his shows because it was definitely on point. So let me go back to the question. The next question that was sent in from an IG follower is, how do you handle your partner having a kink that you're not into? Is that justification for cheating? If you got a freaky, nasty partner and you just not with it, what do you expect them to do with that shit?
I'll tell you one thing. I'm not gonna say his name.
I don't know him. You don't know him.
He's probably watching this. He's a fucking creep, but he wanted me to do some shit that I was not into, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't wear the leather straps.
Some with his booty, huh? Some with his booty. Anytime women say like that, it's something with a man's butt, ain't it?
He just wanted me to step on things with my shoes, and I was like, I'm not into that.
Damn.
Like, put something where? What? No. He went to smell my feet. I was like, I'm out. Now,
wow.
I have to go, bro. I'm sorry.
I want to give a shout out to my Monica Daniels. That is actually my blood cousin. So Monica Daniels, I want to say what's up to you. Appreciate you checking out the show. But yeah, he wanted you to step on his balls or something like that.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't do that shit. Not my thing.
What do you do with that, Miss Polly? A man wants you. If one of your men's decide, you know what, baby, I need you to step on my balls. Are you stepping on balls?
No.
You're not stepping on balls?
No.
Okay.
What?
No, I don't think that. Yeah. I mean, we should be getting that conversation out in the beginning, especially if it's really part of your identity of who you are and what you want. Yeah, it may not work. It may not work for me. So you gotta. It's some weird stuff.
Would you have been cheating if he was like,
but I mean,
baby, go ahead.
Well, see, this is why the thing, I wouldn't say it would be cheating. I would just say we'd have an arrangement that's something that you need to go out and seek here and there.
So somebody else can step on his balls. Be like, baby, I won't touch her. I won't kiss her. I won't do nothing, but I'm going to whip these balls out and she going to put them.
And there are a lot of men who do that. That's what doms are.
Right.
Take them to the strip club. Take them to the strip club. Girls do that all the time.
Right.
They do. You were stepping on balls in the strip club, Shan?
Y'all missing out on good men.
Yeah.
You don't want to play in a kink. It's plenty of women that'll do it for you, honey. You should still have that good man.
Honestly, guys would come to the strip club and some of them would demand or request to have their sacks smashed with heels.
Yes.
Look, I peep game. My OG Ice-T once said, and I kind of like, I kind of like took this to heart. He was saying, if your girl comes to you and says, I want you to oil up in baby oil, put on some figure skates and come in and do a pirouette before you dive in, and you say no, that don't make her not wanting you to be in some motherfucking figure skates. All she gonna remember is, all right, you're not the one who's gonna oil up, but she ain't gonna forget about them goddamn figure skates. So you have to determine, what you are comfortable with, and do you feel like you want to push that comfort level to make sure that person is not thinking about, because are you setting them up for thinking about the ex-man who did oil up and put on some motherfucking figure skates and oil up? Are you setting them up to think about somebody else? Are you leaving in the opening?
Come on.
Are you leaving the opening for some shit that she might be really feeling and you ain't down to do?
Dang, you gonna save somebody marriage today, man. You better tell them. You better tell them. I be trying to tell my female friends and everybody, I'm like, listen, just because you said no, that's not gonna kill the fantasy, man. So just lets that person know there's only so far that they can be freaky with you. They're gonna hide that shit from you. And me personally, I don't want to live with somebody and be in love with somebody that can't tell me the whole nasty.
That's what's up. What you got to say, Jerry?
Look how he looking. I'm really sitting here picturing somebody oiled up in skates.
That's, That's some crazy shit anyway. I'm straight up smash. I ain't trying to step on my balls and I ain't with all that. That's some bullshit, man.
Okay, so just because that's not your fantasy, let's say your woman's fantasy is she want you and another man, or say her fantasy is, you know, she wants to like, you know, perform oral sex on you outside at the beach. Like everybody
Oh, we
can
can do that. But that other man shit, I hear you on that. I know you give an example, but that other man shit, she should have figured that out before she fucked with me. I'm just saying. Ain't that guy.
But funky. I mean, it's funny because we, you know, that's actually one of the questions, and I was going to get to that somebody actually asked about the whole threesome situation. But I want to kind of like land this plane real quick. It was like, so, you know, I'll ask Diddy. You meet a chick, she got it. She's smart, intelligent, beautiful, freak, and everything, but she got that one thing that you're not down with. And I'm not talking about. Let's just say, because a lot of dudes. Number one thing is don't touch my booty. You know that we ain't even going there. You know, it was like, but if she had some shit she wants you to do to her that you genuinely just, you know, not you feeling like, what is the conversation that you have? Is it a conversation that you have? Is it like, you know, a hard no, or you give her some grace to where she can, you know, fulfill fantasies other places? Like, what is the conversation? How do you kind of maneuver through having somebody who's a little bit kinkier than you are?
You know, here's the thing, man. Like most of the fellas here, I'm from all the fellas on here straight from the vibes I'm getting. We all got the same rules, man. Like, no, we ain't doing butt play. We don't enjoy other dick in the room with us. That ain't normal man shit, in my opinion. Just my own personal. But if a woman wants to go there sexually and it's something for her that don't violate how I feel, I'll try some shit with you. I'm with it. I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. As long as it don't cross certain boundaries. Because, you know, when they get into the homosexual piece, that ain't for me. Or 2 dicks in a room is bad deal for me. So I'm not that freaky. I'm cool on that. That's not my thing. So I can open up to other stuff. You want to be tied up, you want to be spanked, you want some candle wax, fine. You want to be tied up and turned into a buffet, we can do all that cool shit. But beyond that, none of those don't cross no moral boundaries. We good.
That's what's up. All right. Well, we got a question in the chat.
That's not what's up. But see, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna just put this out there very kindly, my brothers. This is why we can't really have no real discussion, because like my brothers, y'all hold on to stuff. Everything is gay, and it's like there is nothing gay if it's you and your woman in a closed room. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that is between you and your woman. But it's in our certain communities that we act like every fucking thing is gay. But it's cool if you tell your woman, oh yeah, you can kiss that girl. But it's like,
right.
I don't know, man. It's just a double standard. That's all I'm saying.
Let me piggyback.
I agree with that.
Jazz. Here's the thing: you give somebody that kind of like, man, okay, you and that girl break. So you gotta understand, there's an other side to that men gotta protect. You're not about to have me tell like, all right, we break up, you don't fuck with me no more. You ain't about to have me on Instagram like, yeah, nigga. So I put that you now you on here acting tough. Hell no. I don't care how you think. That's not going
to get on my nerves.
You not about to have that switch. You gonna be a snapper.
That's like
no sir.
But Jazz, I guess I'm confused. You said the conversation can't be real if a dude don't want to have shit in his booty hole. Like why can't that be our boundary?
Anything about his booty hole. What I'm saying is that I'm just saying certain things, like certain conversations shouldn't be so taboo, and I just feel like, you know, like okay, Dame's example of just put some baby oil on and fucking do some skates around this bitch. I ain't say nothing about penetrating your asshole. I didn't say that. But like to Diddy's point, he's saying if we break up, he don't want me on IG. Like, yeah, that's cool. But I saw you on them roller skates, though. So, I mean, I understand where y'all have to protect your masculinity. But at the same time, it's like, but women put everything on the line. And I don't know. It just feels like a double standard. That's all.
It always going to be a double standard because we are judged as far as like sexual performance and sexual openness. We are judged with a very harsher lens than women ever will be. And that's just the way it is. It's like, because we have to relate in most instances to other men and deal with other men. And they have to see us on the same, a lot of times in business, in personal interactions, other men have to see us on the same level as they are in order for us to get ahead or to get any type of respect in the situation. And that's just real, you know.
But y'all do need to understand that a little booty play don't mean that you're gay. It just doesn't.
Thank you.
It just doesn't. You guys have a prostate in your ass, okay? And when that thing is manipulated during sex, it is amazing, okay? It does not mean that you're gay.
And you make my eyes water.
And for the record, I ain't trying to go on nobody's ass. You see how long my nails is? I ain't doing that. But I'm just saying Shannon is right. So I'm just tired of people like what you and your woman do in the comfort and the privacy of your own home. That's your private business. Amy, tell them you married. Tell them, Miss Polly.
Listen, what you decide to do in your house between you and your house and your people. That is what I really do believe. That's between you, your house, and your people. Like I said, my partners are very heterosexual males. Do not play that kind of stuff. I get it. I hear, but I mean, that is. I mean, I'm whatever, you know. But they.
I mean, I actually explored that with a guy before. He wasn't accepting of it, but you know, I kind of just pushed the limit, you know, just a little bit. And the more I did it, the more he was like, hey, that's not bad. And then the next thing you know, I mean, it was like a volcano, like that nut damn near hit the ceiling. But he did say to me, he was like, if you tell anybody, I'm gonna have to beat your ass.
I'll have to kill you.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if you go near my butt, I feel like you know that scene from like Locked Up, the Booty Warrior, the Booty Bandit. I like you, and I want you. You know, it's like I like you, and I want you. You know, I'm like, I just can't do it. I just cannot.
But like Dad said, when you're with your woman, it doesn't mean that you're gay at all. Like.
I'm just saying me. I'm just saying me. I'm just, I don't judge anybody.
Like that. My man is like that too. He's like, hell no. Yeah. But you don't know what you get.
People are getting their booty eaten. There's a lot of people getting their butt licked. They might not get it penetrated, but they getting licked.
Yeah, I think it's just easier ways to get it. Like if you want to get that nut off, and you got to be doing, you got to be out doing all that. If you got to put your legs on, it's too much.
Let's just say I ain't never came that good on all fours. Just put it that way. It's just like I just can't imagine that being enjoyable.
Oh, jeez.
Don't knock it till you try it.
We got a question from the chat. I just want to acknowledge my man DA, Devil's Advocate. He was on the show. He's the man with the facts and the statistics. His question, DA, we're gonna get to it, is describe your most intense orgasm and what caused it. If you, like I said, any question you don't feel like answering, you do not have to answer. This is y'all show. Y'all rock out. But then if you open to it, I gotta go ahead.
Let's go, Amy.
It's like, you're like, you better say something.
Let's hear that shit.
I'm gonna need a minute. Like, I'm gonna need a minute.
She's saying you're giving too many to count, so
no,
she need a minute to figure out which one of the many.
Thinking about Amy, you holding back. Come on, girl.
No, I'm not.
She said, no, I'm not. Go ahead.
No, but I was still thinking about what you were saying before. Like, if there's like kinky ass shit, you should know that before you like really get in a relationship with somebody. Well, now when you're married, whatever your man wants to do, you're supposed to be his whore. Like, you're supposed to be whatever he wants. So
that's why I told her to chime in before.
I'm just saying, I was trying to, but I was like, I had to wait for the right time. Now, there's lines to that too, because you should already know those things about him before you're married to him or in a long committed relationship. So if you've decided to do it, then you need to do whatever he wants. Or he's gonna get it from somebody else.
That's what's up.
Say that shit is for the people in the back, Amy.
So who's about to answer this question?
All right. Let's give it some credit because I think it is like go ahead. I want to see your answer, TJ.
All right, so it was the first time I came from a blowjob because for the longest time I could not come from a blowjob. And Dame, you even know the person. I could back in the JW days, long hair.
Steve Martinez.
Yep. So I was telling her, she's like, "Yo, I'm gonna give you a blowjob." I'm like, "Man, but
this motherfucker could not stop talking about that shit. She ain't watching."
I was like, "I can't come for a blowjob. You can be that." She's like, "Listen, I'm about to make." She did a little hair thing, and she went down there. She was doing her thing.
This nigga could not stop talking about it.
And it was the best. It was the best worst come though, because like when I came in her mouth, and I guess she didn't want me to do that. So as I'm coming, she was like spitting and like, "Oh my God, you came in my mouth, didn't you?" And I'm just sitting there like, "What the fuck? What?"
And that's the thing. I'm like, how you gonna be that good at it and fuck up the end game?
Yes.
You need to, that's like.
That was my most intense. The first time I came from a blowjob.
God.
How old were you?
I think I was probably 20.
You were 20. Because I know I think I was 18 and you 2 years older than me. So yeah. That's funny. I knew as soon as you said it, I'm like, nigga, I know exactly who you could not shut the fuck up about that situation. All right, go ahead, Jazz. I know you got something to say on this subject.
No, it ain't my turn. It's Amy's or Miss Shannon. Shannon is knocking them down. Shannon, somebody save me.
I just thought you had something to say. So, but whoever want to jump in,
no, I'm just a hype girl tonight. I'm just excited. I just haven't saw y'all in a while.
Okay. We just got to have the band back together, you know.
Okay.
Like David Ruffin in this motherfucker, you know, and Temptations up in this motherfucker, you know.
I feel okay. I'll tell you about a good experience. I don't know if it's the best. I feel like I have not got to the best yet because I'm still exploring things I like. So I feel like the more I get to explore more things I like, the more I will enjoy the whole thing. So, I will say I think the best time probably was when. Like it was kind of spontaneous. It obviously was in a car. I know that sounds bad, but in a car. And it was just, I don't know. It just, whatever was happening, it was great combination. That's what it was happening. It was wonderful combination. Obviously, but I think it's like the more I find out what I really like, because there's different things I've been finding out because I have more than one partner, so different kind of things, they're different. So like maybe I might like it this way one day, then this day it felt great that way. And so it's just kind of exploring and seeing what you like. And then it just gets better and better, I think, from there. And then the more you get to know someone, you feel more comfortable and relaxed, and you can do more things with them. So I think that's the only time I can think of right now that's like it hits me hard, but I know it's not the best yet. I know I'm almost there, but we ain't there yet.
I'm gonna come off like mad corny, but I don't give a fuck or whatever. It is what it is. I didn't come on these motherfucking platforms. I didn't create this shit to be lying to y'all. But it's been like Mrs. Perriman has like put it down enough to where it's hard for me to like think of anything else, because I remember the last instance time was like I can remember the time we were in a hotel in downtown like Austin, and I almost like I felt like I was gonna die. Seriously, I feel like I was gonna die. I feel like I was just like this. I was like, this bitch trying to kill me. She is really trying to kill me. And I was already married to her, so it wasn't like that. It was just like, but she really, I don't know what she pulled out, what stop she pulled out, what she did differently, but I remember it was just like, she is really
Amazing.
trying. She's trying. Seriously, how did Future say? Sensational. It was just the shit, you know. And it was just like I cannot. I don't know what she did, what was going on in her mind that day. If she was mad at somebody or
well, you got to tell it like TJ did. You got to say like, was it the head? Was it where y'all was at? You saving somebody marriage tonight. You don't
hold on. And I said this. I made a promise to her. She said I can. She's comfortable with all this stuff. She ain't even tripping. She just said, just kind of hold back a little of me, you shit. Just a little me, you shit. Hold it back. You can but don't get too descriptive or whatever of what went down. You can say if you enjoy something, you like something, but just out of respect. Because she's a businesswoman. I don't want to be like, oh, I heard your husband talking about the way you whoop-de-whoop-de-woo on the whoop-de-whoop. You know?
Right. No, I didn't think you would do all of that. No, I was
yeah.
We just got back from Jamaica and the shit was lit, and you know.
All I know is that hotel in Austin was that was because it
was fun.
That was what's up. That was up. I was like, yeah. You did that. You did that. I was like high fiving, like, yeah, you did your job on that one. You was the shit on that one. You know, I was like, damn.
That was that Lady Bird Johnson water over there.
Something in that water, or them those Rusty Nails and Tito's or something. I don't know.
Yes, Lord.
She was on some next level. You know what happens? You don't go out a lot because you got kids and shit, and then you just revert back. You fall back into when you're 20 years old, trying to act like you ain't got no sense.
Yeah.
And I remember the window was open, and it was all kinds of shit. It was just all kinds of stimulus going on in the situation. It was just wow. You know?
Maria down there clapping her ass off. She like,
my wife is probably in the other room, like, I know this motherfucker did not just talk about
like,
the
this is what I think. I think it's amazing when like married couples can have great intimacy and be like, yeah, we still enjoy it. We're not like old decrepit, like I can't, my back, go to bed, you know, like I can't stand that. I mean, what the fuck, you marry each other? Like, you know, you guys know I was a former stripper. Like the number one thing that guys would come in was like, me and my wife are not into me, so I need some attention. I was like, man, leave that poor woman alone. Find yourself some happiness, okay? So good for you.
I mean, thread count will get you some shit. What they say? Thread count make the head count. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's hotel. Seriously. Nice hotel where you ain't got to clean up shit after. Please. So, all right. Anybody else want to answer that question, or y'all want me to go to like the other questions that people have been answered? Anybody else got something to say on that?
I'll say honestly,
Shannon.
So,
That's good.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sound probably like the corniest person in the world, but honestly, my most intense orgasm was the very first one I had, which was by myself. 12 years old. I was like, oh my fucking God. That's what that thing is for? That's what that's for? Okay. And you know, masturbation actually kept me from having sex in high school, because it was just like, I don't need boys. They're stupid. They're gross. I know what I can do when I get out of high school. When I get home from school, I can hook it up. And literally, I did not have sex all through high school. Within my current relationship is the best sex that I've ever had, but we've had so many amazing moments. It's hard to pinpoint one, but if I'm thinking about the most intense orgasm that I ever had, it would have to be the first one. And that was by masturbating.
Man, because there's that surprise element there too, huh? Like, oh shit.
And you know what? I wasn't looking at porn. Nobody told me about it. It was just this urge, you know, it was just this urge. It was like that thing was just engorged every day. And it was like, you know, like they say, that itch that you got to scratch.
That's the word.
Yes.
That's the word.
It was just kind of like my pussy and my hands were magnets. And it was just like, okay. And then it started rubbing and then, you know, rubbing, and then boom.
It was like,
I was like, oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
And it is the orgasm that I will never forget, ever.
I mean,
I don't care how old I get.
You was scratching and making you was
Man,
the dirty DJ.
DJ Chin.
The dirty DJ.
DJ Chin. Yeah. Yeah. And then of course, as I get older as a woman, I start discovering, little toys and the shower head. Any lady in here that hasn't tried
Save
the
somebody,
shower head?
Shannon. Save them. Save the women, Shannon.
You haven't tried the shower head. Okay. Go ahead and get you a nice shower head and thank me later.
Dame, she needs a round of applause on this one right there.
You know what? Let me do this. Hold on. Let me give her. Give it to her right there. What she needs in that one.
You feel that though? Yes, that shower head, girl.
Man,
that shower head.
Hey, there was a study that said women come the best if they can make themselves come. If they know how to make themselves come, they have the best orgasms because they are fully aware of their bodies, know how to direct you professionally to the spot and make things happen. So that's what's up.
I got one for you, Dame. That was pretty solid, bro. Two good ones. Okay. First one was in high school. I fucked around, got some surprise head. It was crazy, because it was like head anxiety. Like I was new to the head game, so I ain't
head anxiety.
Y'all never had head anxiety, where like you get head for the first time and you feel privileged, so you don't know if you want to put the head on there because you don't know if she's gonna stop you. Like I don't want to. You got to hold back, so I just had to sit back and chill. And I was driving, and I didn't expect it. I ran every red light, best head ever. And then the second time was I was sick and I had the flu. And I went over to this girl's house and she, she was doing her thing. All I can tell you, bro, when I walked out of there, I ain't have a cold no more. That's how crazy that head
was. Wow. Okay.
Sexual healing, right?
Let's go to the next question, y'all. And I want Mr. Jerry Johnson to answer this one. Sex on the first date. Yeah or nay?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely on the first date.
Is it a mandatory situation or is there a grace period?
I don't think it's a grace period. I think I'm the type, even when I was younger, I was like, hey, look, I ain't trying to be rude or nothing like this. And a lot of problem with a lot of women, they was like, hey, you too straightforward or whatever. I was like, look, I don't have time for the bullshit. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Either I like you, or I don't. I just wasn't like that. I always cut to the chase. And my thing was too, is like, okay, if I meet you baby, I'm gonna say this. If I meet you on a fucking Tuesday, if we ain't fucking by Sunday, I'm done. I'm done with you anyway. Move, keep it going. I don't. And like
that's real.
First day, we talked and all that other stuff, She was like, look, we grown. First day. What if you wait all that Steve Harvey 90-day, all that bullshit, and you realize you don't like the ass? You realize it's some bullshit.
Facts.
That's time that you wasted.
Right.
I want to ask, because like back in the day, I never did this, but I understand why people did, but do you feel like you categorize women, okay, if you have sex on the first day, do they have a harder time becoming? Evidently not, because if you and Miss Johnson did it and ended up in a marriage, but do you historically have you categorized women as, okay, they the ones I have fun with, or is you the women, or this the women that I can take serious and possibly be in a relationship with?
Well, I didn't, because I'm gonna say this too, baby. Don't get offended. I always had quality women in the first place. I didn't put them in a category in the first place because I'm choosing carefully anyway. So if you did it on the first day, I'm gonna be with you anyway. I don't care what nobody say. I wasn't that type of guy that cared what somebody else say. I wasn't. I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna be with you. I had to pick a litter anyway. So I didn't say, well, okay, yeah, she did. And I didn't talk about business either. See, that's another thing with guys too. They didn't have those positive men role models. Look, don't run your mouth. Don't run your mouth. See, I had, men that say, hey, when you start running your mouth, you can forget about her in the first place, because one thing you learn about a woman, as long as it's between you and her, you good, you golden.
Yeah.
When it's between you, her, and somebody else, because everybody got a best friend. Everybody got a best friend. So when you start running your mouth, that's where you mess it up. Because I didn't categorize nobody. I kept it just like this. It was this between me and you. And that, my nickname growing up, can I say that?
That's why it's hard to have couples, because you feel like you can't just let it fly. Either you gonna let it fly or you gonna let it fly.
Okay, just like my nickname growing up, they used to call me Sneaky, right? Because they'll be like, all of a sudden, like, I didn't know y'all was together, because that ain't your business. And that's just how it was, and I've been like that all my life. That ain't your business who I'm messing with. So I didn't categorize nobody. I was equal opportunity.
I hear you.
Not anymore though.
Like, I'm asked the what about you? Well, I already know the answer to this, but I'm the people in the back. TJ, what about you? You categorize?
So,
are you?
Yeah, nah, and I'm definitely all about sex on the first date, but I have noticed that, like, if I really like a woman, for whatever reason, like, I won't try to fuck her on the first date. Like, if I'm like, you know what, damn, I kind of like her. Like, I like her so much, I don't even want to fuck her tonight. It's just a weird thing with me. If I like you, I probably won't try to fuck you on the first date. Everybody else, they can definitely get it.
That's weird to me. That's some.
Now, to clarify, like, okay, it was the first time we hung out, but we had been talking. Like, the first time we got in the same space and spent a couple hours together, then it was like, okay, let's cut the bullshit. Are we gonna fuck or not? Like, you know what I mean? And that's basically what the words that came out of his mouth. Well, I'd be fucking the shit out of you. Okay, well, game on, right? But it's not like it was the first time that we had met. So I think that's the difference. Like with the sex on the first date, I think if it's somebody like, you're not gonna just automatically fuck on the first date if this person is not worth fucking. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm taking you on a test drive because I don't want to really, really like you, and then the dick is whacked. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want that either.
That's always been my theory.
Girl's on point tonight. My girl's
then I'm like, I'm like emotionally connected to you, but then your shit is terrible. Like that's
thank you.
Situation to be in.
Damn, like, so does that happen to women a lot? Hold on, does that happen to women a lot?
Shit, yes.
What are you gonna say?
It's terrible if the person's like a really nice person and you really like them and they're really cool, and then the dick is whacked. Like that's a terrible place to be.
Yes,
but see, me personally, I can't. I
fucked up position.
Me personally, I can't get attached to you unless we fuck. I can't. I'm not gonna have an emotional attachment before sex. It's just fucking impossible, and that's just me.
Well, you could be great. Your love language is probably touch. You probably need like the connection, like the touching. Like, okay, you talk about intense orgasm. Well, I would say like the best sex I've had is with my husband. That's part of the reason why we're married. Like, the connection that we have, it makes it. Shut up. Like, whatever. I'm just saying, like, it makes the orgasm that much better because you have that connection with this person. So,
I think definitely
different.
Yeah. And I just want to piggyback on what Amy and Shannon just brought up. So, especially as being women, right? Like, I wouldn't say to like a young girl or anything like, oh, as soon as you meet this guy or something, give him some pussy or whatever. Like, no, I wouldn't say that. But like what Amy is saying, like putting it in context, right? A date is one thing. That means with us as adults, like we've probably been talking on the phone a couple times, you know, whatever the case may be. You probably then met for coffee, lunch, whatever. That's not really a date. That's just a meetup. So when we're talking about a date, that's y'all have had time to like build a little bit and decide that I do like you. I think I'm seeing something. I think I feel something. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with having sex, because I side with Amy on the fact that as a woman, I don't want to get caught up in my emotions because it's happened. Because my physical language, my love language is not touch. So you can do all the other things that is my love language, and then here I am caught up with your motherfucking ass, and then your dick game is non-existent, right? It's like I'm bumping coochies or something out here. So yeah, like, Nah, so we gonna need to do that. So even like with the man that I'm with, like, yeah, no, we're not waiting because I don't want to get excited and you loving on me this type of way, and then I look up and then I'm stuck in a messed up situation. I'm too grown for that, like at this point in my life. But are we advocating like you just met this person and you give up the cookies? Well, people have those type of things. You have a one night stand. It's life. But is that a part of a relationship? No, I don't know. I've known those people to get married too, but that's not what I'm advocating. What I'm saying is, what Amy just said,
I want to touch on TJ's point a little bit. Is that a thing where people are like, man, I like this person, so I'm going to not have sex with them just to like make sure, because I can see this being something. Is that, I think, TJ, that sounds like some real feminine shit, but whatever.
No, he sounds like a hypersexual.
Don't say
He
that.
sounds like a hypersexual.
No, that
sounds like a hypersexual thing to say.
I'm just messing with you.
That's happened. No, I don't feel no shit.
I'm
about
just
that,
messing
but
with
that's
you.
happened.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
like two people I know where it's like, damn, like I really like this girl, and for some reason, I'm not even gonna try to fuck because I like her. I just want to like kick it with her.
Oh shit!
And spend time.
I mean,
that's happened like twice.
Oh man!
I mean, I've heard. I mean, you guys, you ever like you met a hypersexual person? A lot of times, that's what they'll try to do. They'll try to say like, "I don't want to do it. I'll wait," because they know that's like they're thinking sexual all the time. So they'll wait because they like them.
Yeah, like as soon as he nut, it's all gone. It's gone.
Oh,
it's gone.
That's typically how it works. Not all the time, but that is typically how it works.
Thank you, Bobby.
Okay, y'all.
No, listen, I know because I'm a hypersexual person, so I give off like I'm calm right now. It's been a long day, but I give off a lot of sexual energy, and I don't really know it. A lot of times on accident, do all kinds of stuff. But I know that when I'm in a situation, a lot of times someone is probably getting the wrong idea, and so I have to be like, "Hey, pause. Like, what are we doing? Because I think you think I want just sex, and maybe that's not what I want. So let's not do it yet." It's just like a weird place to be in.
What is giving off sexual energy? You talk about sex, you infer that you could get sex, you just imply that how much you like sex. The conversation always tends to lead to be like, you know what? I remember the last time I sucked some dick. It's just like, how do you just got to interject your sexual shit into the conversation? What is the sexual energy that you're giving off?
Okay, so mentally, I'll tell you what it is. Mentally, I'm probably having sexual thoughts all the time, but I'm just not saying them out loud, like constantly. Like I usually with my partners, I'm like really like I have a nasty mouth, but like when I'm in public, I'm not doing that. But what happens is sometimes I'll give like a really seductive look at someone, or I'll like be looking at them like, well, I would do something, but then like I'm not really intentionally trying to do it. So then it'll appear that I'm being very sexual, even when I'm not. Maybe dropping ice cream, I'm licking my chest. I'm getting. I'm
looking at the man like this could be you.
Right. This could. Yeah. It's just like this ongoing battle that I'm not doing it on purpose.
This could be you.
This could be you. It can be bad, and it comes off flirty, and it just. But sometimes I may like, I really like you. I'm not trying to get everybody on the street, but
right.
It just looks like this.
All right, everybody, we're gonna bring up our girl. It's she always makes it super, super exciting and then like super wild. Everybody give it up for On the Block with Jen.
Hey Jen.
Hi. How is everybody? Thank you for this seat, Dame. Good to see everybody, lovely lady.
Hey, girl.
Jazz, I was on your Instagram. I was like, body.
Girl, listen.
Because we only see people in a little square, right? So I was like, oh my God.
Listen.
How you doing, Miss Polly? I love the question. I came in on. I was like, okay, how do you give off sexual energy? That was a great question. I'll just listen for a little while because I wasn't watching. I was on the block. So I'll
Yeah.
listen for a little while and I'll jump in wherever need be.
Yeah, where we at right now, Jen, is like I had a bunch of people submit questions via IG, and I'm just going through the questions and kind of like, yeah, I got like a bunch of questions. I'm not gonna ask because, like I said, we got some nasty motherfuckers on Instagram who ask some questions that I'm just not gonna bring to the table. But
that's what I'm saying, Jen. I think we should ask them.
Damn, you messed up. Challenge accepted. Challenge
just
accepted.
like,
Give me one. I'm curious.
Wow. Maybe I'll bring one. I'll figure out one that ain't too wild that I'll pull up and add to it. But yeah, we got some nasty people following us on
now I
what's
want
called.
a nasty question.
Right, we got people in the chat talking about let's go. Tristan, like, let's go. I don't even know who Tristan is, but he like, let's go.
Tristan is a good dude. Tristan and Haran, both of them cats are like super dope cats. I like I rock with them on Jen's platform a lot. They always have some good things. Tristan is the funniest motherfucker you're gonna ever meet. So he's just a good cat. And Ron he's just super insightful. So
but listen, I just feel like this about sex. Like, I feel like as people, we make it so weird, but like, honest to God, like, that's how we all got here. That's how Jerry got here, Amy, Jen, me, Shannon. Like, that's how we got here, y'all. So like, it's nothing that's too nasty. I mean,
man, we didn't get here like this. We got here from sex. We didn't get here for some of the wild shit motherfuckers put in those questions.
We don't know that. I wasn't in the bedroom.
All right, that's what you call it. I'm not a square, but I'm trying to see some kind of decorum or whatever.
Your dad may have been. Mama, take that. Look.
Hey, whoa, hey.
We gotta do like an after dark. We gotta do an after dark.
We gotta do a Patreon or something like this.
Yeah. There you go.
So I'll bring up one of the next question. Next question that somebody put in IG was, is it ever okay to take a step back sexually? And what they meant is not we're having sex and we stop. It means you do the man or the woman are into some freaky shit, and then the person says, you know what, I'm not doing that anymore. Is it okay to be like, I can't do that no more? And is that an invitation for infidelity, or is that the end of a relationship if you try to pull something back that they really, really are fuck with? For example, if you sucking dick from the back and then decide you don't like doing it, too bad. That's what people are asking. Can you pull it back?
I was gonna say have your boundaries, because like if someone says they don't want it, I think it's right, but I will say don't hold them to the standard that they're not gonna want it still. They're not gonna want to go get it from somewhere else.
I mean, but you were doing it. All I'm saying, you were doing it at whatever it was.
You tried it. You said you tried it.
I don't know. Whatever you have.
I mean, if you eating ass, if you up here eating ass and you cop something, you don't want to eat ass anymore. Your partner gonna be mad at you. Come on, I don't want to eat ass no more.
Shit.
I changed my
You got peacocks and eating ass, and now you don't want to eat ass no more. Let me be.
Like, y'all are acting shitty.
I mean, because I remember Chris Rock had it. So it's like he was like, man, a woman can't go back comfort wise, and a man can't go back sexually. Like he said, if you look at his chick before him was sucking his dick from the back, guess what you're gonna have to start doing is sucking his dick from the back. I don't know why I keep saying that. That's not necessarily my thing.
Sucking dick from the back.
What's going on?
I realize that. I'm saying I'll mention that on a.
I'll mention that. He about to take his household down, y'all. Somebody say,
you telling on yourself. You telling on yourself,
Damien. My office door just gonna come flying off the hinges.
We all about to go.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I've never seen anybody do it yet. I'm gonna have to go look this up on X video because I need to see what that look like.
Every man ain't built for that either. For the record, you give me
for the record.
Exactly. Some people don't bend that far.
Right. Some women like, oh, let me suck your dick from the back, and all she'll be doing is like eating asshole because
Eating ass.
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Girl, what do you think, Jen?
So go
Is
ahead.
it okay? Can you take a step back from the shit that people like? Can you take a step back? If you've already been doing it, or if you tried it, or I'm just saying if you tried it multiple times. I'm not saying you tried it, it's like, ew, immediately I don't like it. But say all of a sudden you were doing something pretty consistently, but you wasn't really feeling it, and then all of a sudden you feel like, you know what, I'm not doing. I need to just tell them. Do you think that's ever received well if you try to bring it back sexually?
I don't think it's ever received well, because I think that's what the person was into and that's their style. However, you should always take a step back from something you're no longer comfortable doing. But you know, there may be some pushback if that person was into that. You just have to be prepared. Unfortunately, that person may still want that, and that may be their thing. Now, I'm gonna give you a little teeny tiny pushback, Dame. Like, you know, your sexual experience with your ex, although it may be amazing and mind-blowing, the next person may not have to do exactly what that ex did for it to be mind-blowing. So, you know, some people, it's like, yeah, you know, get it from the bag, and then, you know, the new woman may not even ever go behind it, but she may do something else that's amazing, right? So, you know, everybody's different. Like, but yeah, please take a step back if you're no longer comfortable doing something, but be prepared. If that person is really into that, that's what they like, yeah, there's trouble ahead.
All right, I want to give a shout out. Monica Daniel says,
Well, I have one more.
Let me read this chat real quick. Monica has been coming. This has been coming up, no pun intended, in conversations lately. It doesn't sound very easy or fun unless he is liking his ball stepped on. Okay. We're gonna have a talk, Monica. That's my cousin, by the way.
Yeah, that's
not the
ball. Right.
No, what if you take a step back sexually from an act, like a particular thing? Like sometimes I like to take a break from a particular thing, so then like give it just a little bit of time and then do it again. Like, you know, maybe, you know, give a little bit of, you know, stop riding for a little bit and then change it up, just so that like it's kind of new again. I know that sounds weird, but like stop something, maybe not like for a long period of time, but just like a little while, a couple weeks, and then do it. It may like just kind of shake it up a little bit. I think that's interesting. If you've never tried that, instead of trying to do the same 4 steps you do every time with them, try to stop doing something, try something new, and then bring it back. I think that's pretty interesting. That you know, makes
Put
it
a
like a
little
little
remix.
bit.
Little remix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, oh, you haven't done that in 6 months. Now you did it. Okay. Well, it's my birthday. No, it's not. So we're gonna bring it back into the mix.
Whole thing back. Like, okay. Man. All right. This one, when somebody just put one word in the question box on IG, and they were just like, and let's see where this goes. The reasons. That's all. That was one word. Let's go.
I didn't realize my mic was open, y'all. Yeah.
Been there, done that. I find it best to be with one person, but that's just me.
Same.
Listen, I love being with my one man. However, I don't mind 2 men worshiping me at the same time.
Oh yeah, been there, done that too. I wouldn't mind doing it again, but I'm in a relationship, so.
Okay. Okay. I'm not. It's hard because like I know, Miss Polly, you are in a very committed relationship, and you know what? I'm going to give you some time to kind of explain your situation for the people who actually don't know, because you've mentioned a couple of times your partners and things like that. Kind of explain what your situation is. You know, so we can get some context to when you're talking.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I am poly. I practice polyandry, which is basically like me dating 2 different men. And the way that we've kind of functioned is dating separately, like in separate relationships, and now we've kind of combined that to like I'm still dating them separately. They're heterosexual, they are not bisexual at all. And when it comes to like threesome stuff like that, that's never happened. with us. That's never happened. I have had a 3-way with each one of them, separate with the same person though. That has happened.
Was it another man or another woman?
Another woman. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Me, yeah. Me and I used to call my sister wife because we were interested in adding her to our pod, but that hasn't, that hadn't worked out the way we wanted to as of yet or whatever. But we definitely were interested in talking to her in that fashion. So I was, and we tried that, and that was cool. Like that was really a great experience that I had. I'm a voyeur, so I like to watch per se. So the voyeur for me, and I am a compersionist, which means I like to watch my partners be loved. So for me, that whole experience is wonderful. But I usually watch. I step back. It's like I like to watch it unfold. I don't really participate as much as others. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, definitely having 2 male partners who are Black, who are not bisexual, in this situation is interesting. And yeah, we don't really like bring our sexual relationship together. It's still that's separate,
And as part of the Can I Get Some interview series, I'm going to be interviewing her, and we're going to do a deep dive into her situation. So, now you're back. So what I was saying is like part of the Can I Get Some?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're back. I was like saying part of the interview series, we're going to interview you and get to a deep dive into your situation. I'm looking forward to that. So I don't know what it is. It just seems like a lot of the women on here, is that the new thing where it's all about the 2 men as opposed to the man and the other woman? Because that used to be how it got down. Those are the experiences I've had.
I mean,
that's because y'all bullied us into that. And so now we're really getting into our gang. Like, yo, listen, well, okay, that's cool. You talking about your fantasy. I did that. My turn.
I mean, I don't even know if I could ask Amy, her husband right there and stuff like that. Is that like a normal thing in your, like the women have that fantasy as like, are you gonna come trill with it? Where it's like, is that like a normal thing? We're like, I want 2 men.
I mean, I'm married now. I am really just like a one dick in the room kind of girl. Like I'm not trying to have 2 dudes at the same time. Like I'm just not. That's never been a thing for me, whether I'm married or not. Like that's not been a fantasy for me.
I will say this. I think I think more women than you think fantasize about having sex with 2 men. However, society demonizes us, calls it, oh, you're getting a train ran on you, or you're being passed around, high-fived, when it's not that at all. It is not that. Making love to 2 men is just as wonderful as 1 man making love to 2 women. It's not like a train situation. There's nothing nasty about it. It doesn't mean you're a hoe. It doesn't mean you're being passed around. It's fabulous.
Yes. And while 1 man is penetrating, another man can rub and kiss something that the other man can't. Come on now.
I think, and women get they think what happens is the perception is that women don't feel the same amount of sexual attraction or the sexual temptation we want. Like I like my sex drive is way higher than most people I know. And my thing is like I can outmatch my partners easily. So I think for men who see that, they think like, oh, I'm a cheater, or I'm not, going to be stable because I have, like I want to have sex. I have this urge. I'm not going to be quiet. I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to, like 1 or twice a week. Like, no, I'm not going to say that. You ready? I'm ready. And I think that kind of throws them off because we're seen as feminine. You're not supposed to want it like us. That's a man thing. And that's not how it is. Women want it just like men do.
You see?
It's just not, supposed to be presented that way.
You see? And so I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to mute my mic. But now you have different women who've said the exact same thing. And then I'm going to let Jen do her one too, or one of the brothers jump in. But that goes back to the thing. It's not that we don't want certain things, we're demonized for feeling sexual. We're demonized for thinking these type of things. We are taught like that's a hoe. You getting a train, like a train. What the like one dude licking my toes, the other one like what? Like what are we talking about? It's all these nasty connotations that's put to it. Even when you ask Miss Polly earlier, you was like, oh, was it a man and woman? She was like, woman. You was like, here you go, Dang. Oh, okay, that's cool. Go ahead. And you just sat back. I was like, see? And you just sat back. You was like, yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to look at the tape because I don't believe I did that. That's a flag on the play. I'm gonna have to review the tape and see if I had to, because I am the most non-judgmental cat you guys will ever meet. I've seen a lot of shit. Shannon know who I used to rock with back in the day, roll with back in the day. So she knows that I am very non-judgmental when it comes to people getting their shit together, feeling right.
I'm just saying, like, women aren't allowed to really say certain things, and we're just now getting to a space where it's like you have other women that's gonna big you up and be like, "Nah, go ahead, sis. Go ahead, say what you gotta say. Don't feel bad about it." And silently, some men are championing the women in exploring their, sexuality and just different things like that. So I think that's really where a lot of it comes from. It's not that it's a new thing. It's just we had to keep that shit silent and secret. Like I used to sell sex toys, and I had to tell so many women, like we have way more nerve endings in our clit alone than y'all have from shaft to tip, baby. Yes. Shaft to tip. And just one clit, we bussing all the way, the whole thing. Like whether you 6, 9, 10, 12, good luck. We busting it.
So, and we could bust over and over and over and over and over.
And so I'm just like, we don't teach women that.
And still get up and make that
son, just get them, son, get them. But it's like, nah. The woman.
All right, Jen, I want you to jump in here.
Come on, Jen.
I agree with the ladies as far as the train toot bitch, because like the lady said, for many, many years we've been suppressed. And I was talking about this on my show earlier, that women are raised to be demure and coy and close your legs. And those are just voices, not really how we feel innately. Women love sex. We love penis. We love feeling wanted and touched the same way men do. But we have religion in our head and our mamas and those guys that called us hoe in 9th grade. But women are just as sexual and want to be just as much appreciated as men are. So I did the threesome when I was in my 20s with another girl. So it was all right. But of course I have the fantasy of 2 men, worshiping me, but men twist it into, oh, it's a train or it's nasty. But if you have 2 men, think of how powerful. It's some Game of Thrones shit. You're a woman laying there, tits out, ass out. This guy is sucking your titties and playing on your hair. This guy is penetrating you. Then you switch him out because you want to see his ass moving. That shit is powerful. You can't make that into something nasty or it's a train. That shit is powerful, having not 1, but 2 men servicing you. I was lucky enough to have been in a relationship with a psychopath, and I mean clinically psychopathic, narcissistic personality disorder. So sex was his thing. And a lot of the fantasies I had, because he didn't want me to go out looking for them, is he would pretend that he was 2 different men doing 2 different things. And it was an amazing experience. Like when I look at porn, I'm looking for 2 men. A lot of women want that experience. And like, the lady said, it's like now women are backing women because that is what women are feeling, and we're saying it and we don't give a damn. Like all of this is background noise at this point. It's traffic noise. We don't care about the words and the terms and the hoes and the sluts and we're doing what we want to do. And I said before, women are evolving and coming into our own, and men better catch up, because they're going to get left behind and they're going to be bitter because women don't care anymore. You can't cut us down with whole slut, you getting a train, nobody's going to want you. You can't cut us down like that anymore. And we are raising our daughters and the younger women, and that's how women are coming now. So if you guys want to sit up there with a hard dick like, oh, you women are there, it doesn't matter. We are moving on, and the smart men are evolving with the women. The smart ones are evolving with the women. The other guys are bitter online. Yeah, you a hoe, you a slut. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you have to say anymore. And that is the reality. So you better evolve. You better sit down with your woman and tell her, how many dicks do you need in your life? What fantasies do you have? But men don't want to have these conversations because they don't want to think of their wife wanting another dick. When we do, when we absolutely do. 50 Shades of Grey is a billion, not million, $1 billion industry because it freed women to see and read and hear and see a guy whipping her ass and fucking her good and buying her roses. It's $1 billion industry because that is what women want to see. When I went to see Magic Mike out here in Vegas, women, droves falling over these guys. Like that is who women truly are, and men better evolve. Or you can stay bitter online calling women hoes and sluts by yourself with your bromance and your mid-tow, or you can evolve with women because this is who we are. Surprise!
Come on, Jen. Let's go.
This is who we are. This is who we are. We are very sexual beings. We have more erogenous rooms. A smart man would listen. A smart man would be like, that's what women are thinking. Hold up now. Let me go get this dildo or whatever. There's so many things that you can do. With that said, yeah, are there women on the planet that's like, I only want one dick and one man and nobody else, and this was good for me? Of course, you're gonna find women like that. But the $1 billion industry, okay?
Mm-hmm. Say it again, billion. Not
I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, I get it. It's like, and women have been playing that it is not the thing that they want. They just like, but it's difficult for, I think a lot of dudes will have issues with it because of the two things a dude is always like worried about is his wallet size and his dick size. So it's just like, it will fuck with a dude more. You can do that shit on some kind of, it's not, I don't think a dude can successfully really do that in a relationship. Because you got to be, I don't know. I've not seen, well, hold on. Let me
you're saying it, but yet I sit here on the panel.
Hold on a second. No, yeah, you know what? I'm about to walk it back immediately because one of the comments was like from Sharon, and he was like, any swingers in there in the on the panel, anybody, how long they've been in their life? He was asking us question. I had back in my younger days, I wouldn't say a swinger because I wasn't in a relationship with somebody, and then we went out and shared ourselves with other couples. But I did have a swing partner where we would go to certain clubs and parties, and we would just kind of like rock out. People thought we were a couple, but we never necessarily a couple. There were certain parties that you could go to. I don't know if Shannon, if you ever been to the Pleasure Zone.
I was just about to say, dang,
the
I
PZ
feel like
parties.
I ran into you at one of those parties before.
You probably
I feel like I saw you. I feel like I saw you before.
Hey man, there wasn't too many 6'1" black dudes there, so you probably did.
Yeah, I feel like I saw at the one down. They had one downtown. Did they have
Regency,
one downtown?
At the Regency. They had. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. You want a Dulce? Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like, so you go there, and then it was just like guys would want to see you do stuff with their wives and stuff like that, and they really enjoyed it. It was like they had that, like the compersion, like you said. I don't know if it was a compersion or was something inside of them that made it where they needed to feel small.
That's a cuck.
That's a cuck. Yeah, it's like I think these guys, and the funny thing is it's always these buff white dudes that want to see a black dude with their woman. I have no reason. I don't know why, but that just seems to be. If you're a buff white dude with a wife with huge fake boobs, you want to see a black dude all up in it. I don't know why, but that just seems to be
that's it.
The situation at those PZ parties.
That's because they're not looking at your wife.
They got
Diddy.
But it's just like it's one of those things where the lifestyle, and it's like it's a very welcoming, open, kind of non-judgmental society. It's rare because society as a whole, when it comes to like sex and stuff like that, can be so judgmental. To walk in a situation where there was literally no judgment in those type of environments. You walk in there and people aren't there to judge. They're welcoming. Everybody just wants to. They're all about enjoyment and pleasure and it's just a really, I had never experienced anything like that, because everything about like
Where does
my
this at?
sexual understanding was all about me. What can I get out of it? It was a real self-centered type kind of focus on like the whole sexual dynamic. But then you see people who are so freely giving them and stuff like that. It was, don't get me wrong, I'm just not the type of person. I don't have that level of compersion where I could see the person I'm with necessarily with somebody and get a level of enjoyment that would kind of supersede my level of like whatever trepidation. But it was just like, I've been around it. I know people who still kind of dabble in that shit, and it's a very, very interesting life, a dynamic to be a part of. If anybody else want to
Have
speak
you
on
ever?
that, go ahead.
Do you ever go to the power exchange?
I've been there before, but I haven't gone to those places in 20 years. So it doesn't. I don't even think Power Exchange is still around. Yeah, but back in the day, yeah.
Pretty. That place is
Power
pretty
Exchange
grimy.
was interesting. Yeah, there was a couple of places that were pretty grimy. You know.
Oh yeah, Power Exchange was grimy.
So, but yeah, it's just like anybody else. Like I said, anybody else gotta want to chime in on that as far as like
I just think that, sex is a very fluid thing. It's a very when we think about sex, it's very primal, right? And yes, there's emotions attached, there's all these other things. However, especially living in a first world country, right? Like there's all this other dogma, societal imaging, religion, all these other things. But when we just look at like just connecting with someone, feeling free, just like one of the things that you said, just going to a place like that, it was like no judgment. Like when we think about how we were at 3 and 4 years old, 5 years old, like there was no judgment of all these other things. We were taught that shit. We were taught that. So I just think we need to stop being so freaking weird about our sexuality. That'll stop a lot of people from fucking cheating on their spouses, unnecessary divorces, because like people are starting to feel, demonized and ostracized for like what makes you a queer? Like what makes you those things? Like it doesn't. Like talk to your partner, and if that person loves you, that person will listen to you, and y'all bang out from there. Because again, what two people do in a room privately, that's between the two of them. What they agree to do in that bedroom, that's between them. I just think we need to stop with all that shit. That's why we have so many failed marriages over here, man. We thinking too much and we got too many other people in our bedroom.
Let me just jump into Ron's comment real quick, and this is true. Are Black people generally more conservative when it comes to sex and alternative lifestyles? Can the culture be sexually repressive at times?
I
think it's
I think so. Definitely.
Bars.
Yeah,
I think they
I think
hide
that
more.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I think they enjoy it just as much on the same degree and the same level. It's just not. It's just behind closed doors.
So then that word right there, you can't say is behind closed doors. That in and of itself, y'all, is called cheating. If you and your spouse, let's use Jerry and Amy, y'all doing something, and Jerry is into something, or Amy is into whatever, and she's not sharing that with Jerry, she's cheating. I don't give a fuck how you put it. She needs to include her husband. That's just the bottom line. So we can't be talking about people doing stuff separate than the person that they're with. You have to talk to the person that you're with and y'all enjoy it together. Like we have to get past this bullshit of making people feel weird because he want his nuts stepped on with a fucking shoe. Like, okay, damn, find somebody to do the for him. Shit. I'm just saying. Listen,
I agree.
Too. I'm just playing, but no, I'm just saying, like, stop demonizing.
Like, send him over me. I'll step on some nuts and send him over the hot wife uncensored.
Trying to keep your damn marriage together, man.
Seriously,
I agree,
I'm about families. About keeping families together.
Yeah, but I'm just tired of us demonizing other people because one thing is for sure, like you can tell a hell of a lot more about a person. I listened to something earlier. I just can't remember. I'm on all these different conference calls, but one thing for sure they said is Instagram, Facebook, and Google can tell you more about your fucking spouse than you can, because they know what makes that person click. They know what makes that person horny. They know the fucking porn they really watch. Do you? Nah, because you demonizing them about that shit.
You know, it's funny. I had a Facebook group a while back. And I was trying to get a lot of people in the group, and I would tell the guys, you know, invite your wives in so we have more women, you know, female perspectives. And they literally were like, we don't want our wives in here. And it's mind blowing because, like, so what you're saying is, I know more about you than the woman you put a ring on. And that is a reality. They literally said, I don't want my wife up in here. Like, this is my thing. And I was like, so basically I know, and that happens with friendships as well. Like, I know more about my friend's husband than he knows about her, because she's going to tell me, but she's not going to tell him. She's gonna be like, girl, let me tell you. And I think that happens a lot in marriages, where people love throwing around, I married my best friend, I married my best friend, but your best friend, your actual best friend, knows more about your husband, right, than he does about you. So we really have to be careful. We have to let people be who they are, because it'll show up. 75% of women file for divorce, 90% if they're college educated. Women are the first ones to feel unhappy and the first ones to do something about it. Again, either you evolve or you stay behind bitter with your MGTOW friends. But you have to with women. You have to understand that women are sexual beings. But men think it's a world that only they can have separate from their wives. I'm the one that likes women with fat asses. I'm the one that's extra sexual. No, your wife is sitting at home telling her girlfriend, did you see 50 Shades of Grey? Did you see that guy at work? Did you see that guy at the restaurant? She's just not telling you because you're beating your chest thinking you're the only being that's extra sexual, and she's just as sexual. That's why women bounce. Like, don't listen to me. Look at the stats. That is why women bounce.
Jen is saving marriages today. Y'all take note.
They gotta
I want one of the fellas to jump in and respond to that.
Go ahead.
Jerry, Diddy, TJ.
Diddy.
Let's see what the men have to say.
This at this point, I'm looking at TJ, I'm looking at Mr. Johnson, like, fellas, we screwed on this one. I don't know, man. I'm normally not a loss for words, but because this is a very dangerous ground. I agree with Jenny, what she said as far as the sexual. It's like you guys was literally in my conversation. Mr. Johnson, shout out to you, man. My father taught me everything you said. I said, damn, man, it must be a Johnson thing. My father said exactly what you said, damn near verbatim.
Wait, hold up. Your last name's Johnson too, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody last name Johnson.
Johnson, that's what we do. Yeah, what's up, Johnson? But no, my dad taught me that. But I was really having a
Johnsons on the
panel. I was having a conversation with my friend earlier, and she was talking about getting married and talking about being with two men. And she was like, so how would that work? And I was thinking, just like the fellas, I'm like, well, why don't you get that out the way before you get married? If that's your fantasy. Because ain't too many husbands about to just be going for that. But
you'd be surprised. You would be surprised.
To point, as far as the evolution, Jazz sent me some earlier, and I've been listening to this podcast earlier. It's about a man who went into a threesome situation. He agreed to it with his girl, and then things didn't go quite the way he wanted to, and he's walking you through the emotional aspect of it. It's mind blowing. I'm like, I'm trying to envision, how does a man go from traditional thinking to saying, hey, this is okay? You know what I'm saying? I still haven't made that transition mentally, and maybe it's just maybe it's culturally, or maybe it's a man thing, but you guys are right. There is a lot more conversations with women that have more sexual liberation than I've ever seen before, because you definitely ain't holding no negative titles no more. No one cares.
Well, you don't have to. Here's the thing. Here's a clue for the guys, right? Or a little tip. You may not be built to see another Johnson, you know what I mean, going in and out of her.
I'm good with it. I'm a Johnson.
Okay, but here's the thing, that she has, suppressed fantasies. So you better find one, and then cultivate that. It could be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be another man. Maybe she likes getting choked. Maybe she likes rape fantasies. Maybe she wants to fuck in Bora Bora on a balcony. Maybe she wants to fuck in public. Maybe she wants to fuck in a parking lot. There are a lot of things that you can do to make that
A
women
big dildo.
Airport, anywhere.
Dildo, but don't just be like, well, I can't. I don't want to picture my woman like that, so I'm not ready. Great, don't be ready, but you better try something.
Yeah, I'm all for that. For all, like everything y'all saying, it's just and this is just me personally. There's some things I'm willing to do with a woman, and some things I'm willing to do with my wife. Some shit is just like, hey, let me go find me some women that'll do this. I may not want to wife them after we do all this crazy shit, but that's just me.
But what's the difference? It's going to be somebody else's wife one day, so you still. That's what confuses me.
Exactly.
Men look for these fantasies, right? You're like, let me find someone who gives me this fantasy, but it's a woman. So at the end of the day, you're still going to women. It's just you're hiding it from your partner. And why would you want to be partners with someone that you can't be yourself with?
No.
When you become a wife, you gotta be willing to be the hoe too.
Thank you, Amy. Talk for the people in the back.
But what I want to know is why is it that when a woman is sexually liberated and she's, down for whatever, she has to be labeled as a hoe?
Oh, I don't mean that in that type of sense.
I know what she's saying.
She was just saying
You gotta be.
I know what you're saying too, but I'm just saying in general, like I think in general, men, they look at a woman who is sexually liberated, who's free, who's down for whatever, she's the hoe. Like, why does it have to? Because technically a hoe is a woman or a man that gets paid for sex. That's what a hoe is.
Well, let's put slut. Basically, what it is men view women who use sexuality for something other than self-gratification or whatever. If you're using it to like, oh, I don't feel good about myself. Oh, I'm using it for status. Oh, I'm using it for money. I'm using this, all these things like that. Those are the kind of things that are just like, that's what men traditionally look down upon those things. If you're saying, I just like sex. If you like Miss Polly and have a high sex drive and say, I'm taking control of my sex, I'm not going to be sacrificed my high sex drive because I'm worried about what other people saying, and I'm going to have sex who I want to and be fulfilled. And you owning your shit, that's different. But if it's coming from a place of like desperation or insecurity, or if it's coming from any place other than a place of empowerment, then it's kind of looked like bad. Like, hold on, let me get this straight. You feeling like you ain't shit, so you're gonna go let 10 niggas.
But men do that all the time.
All the time.
No,
men don't want to label them as hoes.
No. Because no. Hold up. You guys are absolutely, you guys are wrong. I don't know a dude. Hold up. Let me finish. I don't know a dude who can sleep with 10 women who are feeling bad about himself.
Yes.
You got 10 women that he can call up right now and be like, I want to fuck, and all 10 will be down to do it. And he'll be like, you know what? I just don't like myself.
Yeah, he won't say that. He won't say that.
Let's ask the men. Let's ask the men.
They'll work, and then he runs the street.
Let's ask Mr. Johnson, Mr. Jerry Johnson. If you back in the day when you have access and you had it to where you had your pick of the women, were you out there feeling bad about yourself?
Absolutely not.
All right, Mr. Terrence Johnson.
I did
so
not.
You out there?
Yeah. No, most definitely not. And then back to the women real quick. Like the comment I made about I might do something with certain women, but may not marry them. It's the same. It's the same with y'all with men. Like there's some dudes that y'all would fuck, but wouldn't necessarily marry. Same shit.
Well, yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah. Men use sex for a whole different. We are very basic with our shit. There is no kind of like it feels good. I feel like a man when I'm doing it. If I have access to as much as I want, I feel like the fucking man. It's an ego boost. We're very basic when it comes to our reaction and when it comes to how we process sex and sexual conquest and our access to sex. Very basic with it. There's no kind of like we're doing it because we don't feel enough and it makes us feel better. There's none of that shit with men. There just ain't.
But
women, I know what
you guys would be surprised about how women feel and view sex. I mean,
but you're forgetting there's a lot of conditioning that comes with that thought process.
Thank you, Jan.
There's a lot of conditioning. The reason why women feel bad in high school, whatever, oh my God, I slept with 5 guys, it's because what would Jesus say? My mama's going to think I'm a slut. Men are going to call me a slut. There's a lot of conditioning that comes with that. But trust me, when we get older, we're just as basic about sex as you are. Does he look good naked? Does he have a good stroke? Is his dick a nice size? Is he nice to look at? We're that basic. We're not looking to fall in love, but we have to do that when we get older. And what? Don't give a fuck what people say anymore. But that's really who we are. It's just in our teens, in our 20s, and our 30s, we're constantly worrying about what people are going to say and what people are going to think. But we can be just as basic as you all are. It's just that
Thank you.
We are conditioned. You're a mother. You're not supposed to like dick. You have children. You're not supposed to like dick. You're a woman. You're not supposed to like it. We're constantly hearing that over and over and over and over and over again. And then we don't enjoy sex until we get older and we like, fuck everybody. I'm getting what I want now. But that is who we are.
And I get, but I think
see, I was raised by my father. My father did not raise my sister and I to feel like, oh, sex is something that, my dad told me and my sister straight out, sex feels good for women just as much, if not more, than for men. So when you have sex, it's not that you're giving anything, you're actually getting something. And more importantly, it's an exchange. Every woman doesn't think that way about sex. Like I don't have to have feelings for you to fuck. I could fuck you on the first date. I could fuck you 6 months later.
I don't think anybody said that women need to have feelings to fuck. I know that for a fact.
I don't have to have feelings for you. And as a matter of fact, like, I don't know if you call it love language or not, but me personally, I really can't go that deep with you unless we've had sex. I remember dating a guy when I first moved to Atlanta. He was the bomb. He was the shit.
Right, I'm gonna ask, and I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to ask, because I said earlier how it makes a man feel when he has easy access, uncontested access to a lot of women easily. Does it make a woman feel good? I'm just asking. I really want to know. Does it make a woman feel good to know I got access to 10 different dicks if I want it?
Yeah.
Or does it just?
Me personally, not really. That shit is normal. That's normal. I don't see why.
Exactly, because people have been trying to fuck you since you were 12 years old.
I don't see why any woman can have access to 10 dicks. That shit's not hard. Dick is the easiest thing in the world to achieve.
Say it for the people in the back.
That's what I'm saying.
The easiest thing in the world.
That's why a man who has access to 10 different vaginas will never feel bad, because it is not the easiest thing to do. You have to become something or be something in order to put yourself in that position.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know women who feel bad because they have access to dick. That's just how.
I'm not saying they should. All I'm saying is, but it don't make them feel good. It's not even a consideration.
He brought his point in, Shannon. He brought his point in because women do, and we can utilize men. Okay, let me use the phrase this way. This will be a little more familiar.
But see, men know if they had a pussy, they would be doing the same shit. You would be using your pussy to get gas. Stop lying.
That's
true.
That's true.
Well, men are conditionalized to think that they're supposed to be used. Women are conditionalized to be. You see what I'm saying? You're conditional that if she doesn't want me, then I'm not valued. So the value, men's value is really based on basic things, and that's what you think. So I'm saying, if you don't think you're valued, you're going to try to find a woman who does value. I think that's why men a lot of times step out a lot, because the woman at home, maybe they're like, hey, I do all this stuff for her, but I don't feel valued enough. I'm going to find someone who may think I'm valued, and they'll run to them. That is still a sign of you sexually acting out. What you are seeking is in sex because you think she wants sex. And that's maybe not even what she wants.
And now we in trouble.
Go ahead.
This podcast may have happened to collect all the women who never have called other women hoes. But I've learned who the hoes are in every place I've
not in a bad way.
Not from men, because I never really listen when a man calls a woman a hoe, because typically that means that's a girl that you tried to fuck but couldn't. But when a woman calls a girl a hoe, that's
chill. I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
It is. It's a hate word.
Men, women have sex for different reasons, like to feel good or men do that too. I have friends that have sex just to put their dick in something so they could feel good. And that's the one thing. This is why dicks are dangerous for men, because it's their go-to tool for if they're broke, they want to put their dick somewhere to feel better. If they're rich, they want to put their dick somewhere to feel good about being rich. If they're hungry, somebody suck their dick, they feel they're
they forget about their hungry
in something to achieve a feeling, right? So it's the same thing. Men are very emotional about putting their dicks on.
Very emotional.
Very emotional. Okay.
Make a whole scene about something. Make a whole scene about a dick being or something.
Right. Somebody will suck it. Somebody will let me put it in them, and then they feel better about it. So I don't think they're as detached from their dick as they try to claim all the time. They want somebody to make them feel good. Anybody.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Somebody, anybody. Somebody suck this, please, so I can feel better.
Jen, I respectfully disagree.
Yes, Jen.
I respectfully disagree. Those are weak men.
They're men nonetheless.
But they're still men. They're still men.
Those are weak men.
They're still men.
Real men.
Let them talk, ladies.
You can't say real men. They're still men.
Is respect. Respect. Dick ain't got nothing to do with it. Respect.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Jerry.
Ladies, let him get his point out. He
I'm
didn't
just
interrupt
trying to tell you. I got you, Jen. But no, I disagree with you on that. Everything else, I feel you on it. But those are weak men because they want to feel good. I'm confident. I don't need that to feel good about myself. I don't. I really don't. Because I was raised differently. When you don't have a man in your life that's raising you, you don't know how to be a man until you meet a man. So they out there searching for something. The number one thing with a real man is respect. If you don't respect him, he don't give a fuck about your pussy or how many people he can fuck. We don't give a damn about that. Because pussy ain't new to us. It ain't. It never has been.
But it ain't new to hold on. It ain't new to most men. Because it's most men, women only find 20% of the men that they come in contact with attractive. That's a fact.
So then I have to throw it back at Jerry what TJ said about women. He was like, well, this panel must have never called a woman a hoe. Then you must be the only man on the earth who ain't never felt to feel good because you were stressed out or depressed or hungry or tired or wanted to feel appreciated. You're the only man on the earth, Jerry, that ain't never stuck your dick in something just for a feel-good moment. Salute to you, sir. You are the outlier.
Because I'm interested in other things that's gonna make me feel good out there. I've done so much stuff, even when I was young. You know, from sports. You know, some of those guys, they don't have no outlet. They probably can't read a book. Okay, I'm gonna feel good about reading a book. I'm gonna feel good about fishing, swimming. It's a lot of things that I know how to do. So pussy is not at the top of my list. It's not.
Like I said, you're okay. You're an outlier. You're an anomaly. You're different from the other men. But the point still is, those are men.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Real men is relative. But those are men. Some of the best men out there have fallen over vagina.
Absolutely correct. I agree.
Vagina has ruined empires. I mean, some of the best men out there, really, like you.
Right. It's ruined the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, you would be like, you have everything. You have the looks, the money, the what, blah, blah, blah. It's like, how would you do that? It happens. Long as you have a penis, let that penis not be appreciated somewhere. Let that penis feel like she ain't appreciating me. And see how quickly it falls into warm and soft.
Run out the door.
On that point.
Bye, Polly.
Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I have a job very early in the morning, like at 7, so I need to go to sleep.
Thank you so much.
But I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Miss Polly,
I'll see y'all again.
Bye, Polly.
Bye.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I hear what you're saying.
Listen, I saw a man, a good friend of mine, great guy, such a sweetheart. I mean, a man's man, you're always helping with whatever. I didn't see him for a couple years. He pops up with a 2-year-old. I was like, dude, you're 55. Oh, how did this happen? I was in a dark place, Jen. I was in a dark place. I was like, you? Another friend of mine pops up with a kid. I'm like, how did you're the most put together? You know,
excuses.
Most intact. Pops up with it happened.
Give them excuses.
Happens to the best of men. They don't have to be Pookie and Ray Ray. As long as you have a penis, you're at risk of stupidity.
I agree with that.
I love it. I love
If
it.
you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna fuck, you're gonna fuck. That ain't got nothing to do with them excuses.
Man.
I don't know.
That
I met one of those too, Jen. I met one of those too. 50 years old with a 3-year-old. Like, unless you making hella money, and nobody's gonna fucking take you seriously. Nobody. 50 with a 3-year-old.
There goes for spinning the block. I couldn't even spin the block. I was like, who you think's gonna stay with the kid?
Nobody.
I can
Nobody.
Even maybe I wanted to spin the block.
All right. I want to ask another question that we got on IG.
Okay.
This is great. I'm loving y'all for real. This is great. Here's another question we got on IG.
Really quickly, I salute you, Jerry. I'm glad that men like you exist. I know a couple men that are just like you, and pussy is not their priority. Life is. So I'm just busting your chops, but I salute men that are like, no, that doesn't make me or break me. I know a couple guys like that. Y'all are very rare though.
Very rare.
But I'm talking about when you get a certain age, it should be easier to make to kind of have that refrain. It's just like, you know, it's not the thing because you got other priorities and stuff like that. But in your 20s, man, it's tough. Man, it's tough out there.
You get ski. Everybody gets ski.
Exactly. I mean, man, it's just something too. I mean, it's like, let me before we get into this question. And it depends on your situation. I don't see how like anybody would want to settle down with like anybody that had any young person that had any type of status or note or anything like that. I don't understand why the chicks from home is trying to marry if you play ball or if your dad got money or whatever like that, because realistically, all we do is think with our dick. That's all we fucking do. That's I can't even I could imagine sitting down and have a conversation with 24-year-old Dave. I'd be like, dude, put that thing away, man. You're gonna go seriously. Stop. Seriously. It's like when you get older, you kind of find other things that are priority because you're looking to the end of you're closer to the end of your life. So you got to make sure those things are kind of squared away. Like who you gonna be with, where you gonna live, how you gonna live, that kind of shit. But man, there's nothing harder than being focused as a 20-something-year-old dude if you have access to women. Don't get me wrong. There's a bunch of people, there's incels out there who feel like they have no access, but if you have access and it's given freely and consistently and with abundance, it's hard to keep your mind focused on anything else as a 20-year-old. Any 20-year-old, 20 to 25-year-old who can do it, I salute you like a motherfucker. Because I don't think nobody on this panel was that guy. My point is exactly. Nobody disputed it. All right, let me go back to X's question. It was, how kinky are you on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being wouldn't ever try anything out of the ordinary, and 10 being you have your own 50 Shades of Grey room in your basement. That's what somebody wrote on IG. Like how kinky. I guess they want us to kind of answer how kinky we are, or whatever, what have you. Anybody you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel comfortable with it, feel free to not answer it or what have you. If you feel comfortable,
Dave, can
TJ,
I jump in? I want to go. I want to go
were...
first because I keep freezing, bro. Like I'm getting annoyed because I keep freezing. So I'm just trying to go while I got service. But I'm like a 4 or 5. Like I love fucking, but I just like regular fucking. Like I don't like a whole lot of extra shit. I just like fucking a lot. Just sex. I probably froze again.
You good. We heard you. You straight. You still straight.
Straight. I'm the same. I'm a good 5. I enjoy sex with one person very frequently, but nothing crazy.
Listen, I'm saying
when Dad say listen, you better listen.
I know.
You only live once, so I'm gonna be a 10 with the right person. So let's go. We only got this one lifetime. I mean, Tuesday through Thursday, we can be 5. That's cool. But shit, after that, let's figure out what does 11 look like.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Vacation, another country, you never know.
Amy?
I'm just saying, I'm not about to do 5 every day. 5 is Tuesday through Thursday because I did 12 Zooms today.
But then you go to a hotel or you go out of town. Traveling sex is different than the
Something
house.
else.
That's right, Amy. That's what I'm saying.
We do like to vacation. I'm just saying, like, you gotta take it outside the house, right?
So the 10, I can slide it to 11. Let's have fun.
But I mean, like, you have to then think about what's the definition of kinky. Like, what my kinky is might not be. Somebody else might be. You know, like, okay, like TJ said, you like to do it a lot. To someone else, that might be kinky. Like, that's too much.
Someone once said, whatever you feel like kinky is, double the amount of saliva. There you go. That's the next level.
Hell yeah.
Double the amount of saliva
Definitely.
involved. There you go.
I think it depends, like your expectations. Like, you have to be on the same level. Like, you should not be with someone in a serious relationship, married, whatever, if they don't like to fuck like you like to fuck. It will never work. If you like to do it every day, you need to be with somebody that likes to do it every day. Period. Or it's not going to work out.
I agree. I mean, what you gotta say, Jazz? I hear you, Jazz.
I was just saying I agree with her because we are so quick to like make somebody else feel like perv. So I'm gonna just say, like, for instance, I went on vacation and then even I took other little outfits that I really wanted to wear just to push it because that's what's fun to me. But then, like, everybody is so Betty Crocker acting. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Let me figure out my life in this little zone. But people act like that's not kinky. That's not. I mean, shit. I'm trying to get a whole tan without sunlines. Can I take my top off in the water? That's not kinky. But everybody is different. Goes to Amy's point. It's like,
was it outfits wilder than what you posted?
Huh?
That
was spicy, girl.
I said, was it outfits wilder than what you posted when you put out there for the world?
Shit, those are postable. Those are postable. Those are things that you can share.
Yeah.
Man, you
need to go to hedonism. That's where you need to go.
So I'm just saying, what is kinky to one person is not kinky to another. Because if I see a person, Amy with Jerry somewhere, and Amy said, fuck it, she took her top off and she off in the water, I'm like, let's go, Amy. Let's do it. It's just rooting her on, us enjoying our men, enjoying the vacation, enjoying whatever. That's not kinky to me. To me, that's like, man, do you know how many people I lead and I help every day? Like, damn, can I live before I die? Please.
Jerry, I want to see you jump. Then I want to hear Diddy jump in there. Jerry, let me put the question back up. I think I took the question down.
What Jerry look like? He doesn't have good light on him. What you working with, Jerry? You on mute.
Jerry's a good looking cat. I got to hang out with Jerry and Amy last week. They're a cool couple. Jerry's a good looking guy.
Oh, Jerry.
Yes.
My bad. I was like, let me think about. Oh no, that's your wife.
Yes. The Johnsons are married.
Jen, it's not your fault. Jen, I didn't met both of them, but they normally in the same room. So now he got them split. So you got to know what's going on.
Now he gonna walk out there and be right next to her.
They're in the same house.
Okay, I had no idea.
Look. See, this is how we're used to interviewing them. This is how we normally see them. He's normally right there.
Man.
I already had my magnifying glass. How tall is you?
I was sitting there like, where this pocket go? Oh
No.
shit!
So
I had to shut it down
No,
immediately.
I'm cool. It's fine.
That's
Just
why I
No,
love
hey,
Amy
hey,
so much.
hey.
Amy is so
I know,
confident as a woman.
I know
She don't be
Jen is a
tripping on
flirt,
shit.
so
No,
but I had to
girl.
shut it down.
no. We go
Amy don't be
places.
tripping.
No, we go places.
What?
He is like the southern guy. He is super polite. Bitches be ready to stick their panties in his pocket before we leave places.
No,
I got this. I'm good.
no,
The southern gentleman.
no. They just be ready to take them off.
Shut the fuck up. Get out of here.
Now I know why he was all like, I don't want nothing, I don't do nothing, I don't even like pussy, I don't even look at it. Now I
He
get it.
likes pussy.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
I'm
Like
like-
we went and had him drinks. This man let it fly, so he ain't ashamed to tell his shit. I know. Seriously, we get a couple of old fashions, and this man.
Mr. Johnson, what's your sign? Mr. Johnson, what's your sign?
Libra.
There's 3 of them.
Amy's Johnson. Oh, okay. Libra. Okay.
And I'm a Gemini, so this is a good.
Oh, yes.
Woo!
So y'all are like us. I'm an air sign with a Libra. Yes. Makes sense.
Woo!
Damn, you know how I do. I start casing the job like how tall
You
is
know. You like stand up and turn around one time. Let me see your
I'm
bicep.
about a 9.
Shut up.
The first time I met Dame, I was like, yo, he could get flued out. Dame could get flued out. He was like, oh, I'm married. I was like, never mind.
I'm about a 9.
Like
But I
was
mean,
joking,
what
I
Amy
was
said,
joking, but
what Amy said about going out of town is so true. Even like I noticed me. So like even if me and my dude, if we go to a club or if we're out of town or something and we're drinking, I do notice that when I turn up, I start to have a strong attraction towards other women. And it's not that I want to have sex with them. I just want to flirt, dance, maybe touch, maybe a little peck or whatever. But it's not like I want to have sex. And I don't know. He kind of doesn't. He don't be feeling that.
Oh.
Your man, who don't be feeling that? You do?
Yeah, he don't be feeling that because he
Hey.
feels like, okay, so if it's okay for you to do it, if it's okay for you to kiss a girl, then it's okay for me to kiss a girl. And I'm like, no.
You be like, go
no.
kiss the guy.
No, or he feels like he wants to be involved. He wants to be involved. And it's just like, no, like this is kind of like just what this is a girl thing. I mean, I won't say it's a girl thing because I know not all girls are like that, especially in the South. I'm from San Francisco. So in San Francisco, that's very common, you know. But yeah, definitely when I'm turned up, you know, I am a little bit more sexual towards the opposite sex. Not that I want to have sex, but I'm just more flirty, I guess. Like I like women's attention when I'm turned up.
Yeah.
So I was just piggybacking off of Amy's comment. Like, you know, when you go out of town, when
There
you're
you go.
drinking, when it's a different
There you
scene.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
And
one
there's nothing
time, like,
wrong with that.
I remember me one time, like, me and the wife was in LA, and it was this couple. We had this like table at this some club or whatever, and it was this couple that were kind of, you know, and the wife was kind of like, you know, talking to my wife, and I was just like, I said, baby, you want to make sure they go home and have the best sex ever? I was like, start dancing with his wife. I was like, dance the way you dance. Start dancing with his wife like you dancing with me. Then he gonna go home and fuck the shit out of his wife. And she did, and they was up out of there. And I was like, that's how you do it. That's how I do it. I don't know what it is. I'm okay with like seeing like my wife dancing with others. I'm 100% fine with that. I got no.
But what if she was to kiss a girl? What if she was to kiss a girl? Would you feel disrespected, or would you feel like, oh, I should be involved?
No, I don't. Hold on. She don't need to be kissing nobody because we married.
I'm just saying, what if?
You know, but it's just like, but if she kissed somebody, if she kissed a chick, I probably wouldn't be tripping because I'm probably like faded, like, oh shit, you know. But I wouldn't feel like I need to be involved in that because one thing I've had, a good amount of threesomes in my reckless youth or what have you.
You gotta stop asking damn questions. Every time you ask him questions, he's like, so what I'm saying is,
you know.
I'm married now. I'm married.
I've been married for 20 years. I'm not doing that.
No. I think the threesomes like this, I feel like it's difficult to have successful threesomes in a long-term committed relationship. It's not impossible. I think that comes from kind of like I think it works best if you aren't in a relationship, if you're just kind of having fun with each other. I wasn't in like I wanted Miss Polly to kind of chime in on this part, but I was in I guess you would call a throuple. I wasn't poly because there wasn't that hardcore commitment aspect of it. It was like, but I did kind of look at these chicks as like my girlfriends at the same time. But they were into each other, so we all had a separate type of relationship going on. I think that's kind of what made it work, was like everybody was physically and sexually attracted to everybody else in the situation, so it made it work out for a while until jealousy got into the play.
Yeah, and I think those are the ones that don't work. I think with threesomes, I think they work best in a situation where it is a committed relationship.
Really?
Yes, I believe that's where it works best, because Amy, I'm gonna use you and Jerry just because y'all the married people on the show, so I'm using y'all. So Amy would be the one that controls the aspect of it. If Miss Polly was here, she would go along with what I'm saying. And Amy would tell me, what does that look like? What does it look like for me with her? What does it look like with whatever? You understand? She sets the rules. She interviews me in that whole process. So their bond, they're married. They're not going anywhere.
But that would only work if Amy was into women. If she was just doing it to pleasure.
No. So hold on, because see, I've had this another show, but what I'm saying is every situation is different. Just because Amy asked me to be a part of a situation, don't mean that it's me and her sexually. There's many different components to these different things. Many different components, but you have to understand what y'all tripping in the chat. That was distracting. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So what I'm saying is at the end of the day, what I have personally found in my years of living is that people who are in very committed relationships, like they're ride or die with one another, like they're gonna have bedroom talk, they talking, all that shit. You break code, one of them motherfuckers done told on you, and your ass is out. Bottom line, them motherfuckers is building a life together, and that.
I hear you. That's like, to me, with my situation, like there was no. See, I like the fact that there was no limitations to the situation, but when I was in it, and I like there was really zero limitations to the situation. There wasn't, well, you can't kiss her, you can't do this, you can't do this, you better not do this, you got to do that. There was none of that. It was just like bodies free for all, make sure everybody is getting touched on. That's kind of how it was, and that's why I worked, but because in my previous marriage, I was married to a woman who was bisexual, and it was a whole different dynamic when during the whole threesome situation, and because it was exactly like that. Well, don't touch. You can't be kissing on her. You can't. Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay, then I don't even want to do it, because it's just like I don't know what rule I'm gonna break.
That's too many.
And like you said, women are kind of the gatekeepers to that shit. Yes. You get invited into that shit. So you kind of, if you got to pay to play, and it's just like, it was just one of those, like, all these rules I don't know what to break. It ain't even fun to do it no more. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, you can't, like, I don't know. It's to me, it was funner when it was like, it was no rules, you just enjoying each other, rocking out, not no kind of like issues, whatever, as opposed to like a committed relationship.
So on that note, I just want to say, make sure to everybody that's viewing this to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. There we go.
Shout us out.
Yes. If you've been watching this and you ain't liked, and like I said before, and you ain't liked,
please hit that like
Hit the
Smash
notification
that like
button.
button.
We got real beef. Seriously, we got real beef. And you like, and I know
Like,
everybody
share, and subscribe.
ain't already subscribed, so But this has been amazing, y'all. This has been
Yes,
a
okay.
really good show.
Yeah, it was
Does,
fun.
it,
It was fun.
does anybody have any last thoughts? I'm gonna just start calling out people, and you have any last thoughts on it? And we go, Jim, you last. So we gonna go.
Why I
We
gotta
got
be
you.
last?
Exactly that. For exactly what that. That's the reason why. Exactly that. So I'm gonna go to Mr. Johnson first, Mr. Jerry Johnson first. Any last words of any last thoughts?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Man, a few words. We appreciate having you on there. Miss Amy Johnson.
He watching the clock. It's time to get some smashing in. So
He's like all this.
Amy is
He's like all this.
His wife has a big job. She's on a clock. I'm gonna take my 15 minutes and go.
Yes,
to
I am.
Hey.
And if
You got that right. This is fucking
you
going
got
on
the
in here.
crown. Let's go.
That's what's up. All right, so, well, we appreciate y'all rocking with us as long as y'all did. We love having
Absolutely.
both of y'all on there.
Love
Thank you so
everybody.
much. We appreciate it. TJ, Cuzzo, what you got to say?
Well, hey, just mad I couldn't participate more. My shit kept freezing, so I was missing half the conversation. But I was definitely soaking in what I could. Learned a lot. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, it was teaching motherfucking
Hey,
shit. Okay.
TJ.
So cool. He's so cool.
So somebody very close to me wanted to know if you were single. She thinks you're fine.
He is.
I am now. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh my
All right.
God.
All right.
What
Wait,
city
wait,
are
who-
you in, TJ?
Say it again.
What city are you in?
Las
Listen to this
Cruces,
shit.
New Mexico.
Drop your IG if you have
Yes.
one, or your Facebook.
Facebook is for old people. I got IG.
Oh, you.
My daughter told me that. My daughter was like, "Hey, Facebook is for old people." I got IG.
Man.
Damn.
All right.
Damn. Okay. Well, drop that info.
Okay. Who this?
I
That's for me to know.
told y'all was saving marriages, hooking people up. Y'all just don't be
Look,
doing
saving
this,
marriages,
man.
creating marriages.
Honey.
You ain't crazy.
Let's
It's
go.
like you may be
Honey.
creating some booty calls, but you
Yes. But that's how you get them married though. He just
Okay.
told you.
okay.
It's levels.
Hey,
It's
don't
levels.
have that woman thinking she about to marry this man. Seriously. Don't do
Well,
it.
if he like her, he ain't gonna fuck her. So
Like I said, don't have that woman
That's what
thinking
he
she gonna
told
go anywhere near to go marry this man. If you want a man that's gonna be super fun, intelligent, that's what's up. But don't do that to your friend. All right. Diddy, what about you, man? Any last thoughts?
No, I just want to say, man, I enjoyed the show, man. You guys always crushed it. This one was interesting because this was one of those things like, damn, at one point you slid on the side of the boat like, oh shit, I gotta get bro back. He on the wrong side. Get game paddle, fellas. Throw him a line.
What happened? What I do?
No, it was the man, like we get into these conversations and sometimes they slide to a slight gender war. It's a very touchy situation. Yeah, so this one I was doing more listening because I was like, yeah, these waters is deep. Let me chill. You know what I'm saying? But no,
seriously, they are seriously infested. Seriously.
Yeah, but Jen hit me with those. She hit me with those perspectives. I said, you know what? I don't got enough for her tonight, but I'll be right next Tuesday.
And what's crazy?
Next Tuesday.
Me and Diddy talked about this before we got on here. We had so much shit back and forth. And for him to sit and just stare, I was like, Diddy, you ain't want to jump in? You ain't had all this shit to talk. Okay, he gonna save it for next.
It was a lot of things, man. Just like, it was like, oh, you say this, you might sound like you're a weak man. You might say this, you might sound like you sexist. Like, nah, I'm just trying to
the misogynist. Yeah, I see.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared, man. You gotta be like, we got your back. All right.
Always good to have you, Diddy. Thank you.
Man. How about you, Jazz?
Listen, I had an absolutely amazing time being on here. I'm sleepy as all as the get out, but I absolutely enjoy being on here. I enjoy the candy conversation. I'm gonna get caught up in YouTube for each and every person that's on here, but definitely, I mean, I'm just like, listen, live, love, be free, men, brothers. What you and your woman do in a private bedroom, that's between y'all. Like, I just want to see more people happy and in love and all this shit. Like, stop with all that bullshit. Fuck your wife, fuck your woman, be happy. And I'm done.
All right. That's what's up. Okay, Shannon, what you got?
Well, yes, I really enjoyed this show because at first I was worried. I was worried that I wouldn't have anything to talk about
Yeah,
because,
I was like,
I'm just not as, wild as I used to be. But this was actually a very good show. I was very, very pleased to see Jazz and all the ladies. Thank you so much. And I don't know, I guess, I don't know, that song by Janet Jackson comes to mind, Pleasure Principle, you know. Um, Everybody's different. Do you be open-minded? And, if you feel like you need to fall back on a few things, definitely have your boundaries. Put yourself first. And just enjoy life and be open to evolving because, every day that you wake up, it's a reset. Oh my God, my cat.
Cute.
There you go.
He decided to make an appearance. But yeah,
Right.
I enjoyed this.
Cool. Good. All right. Thank you. Miss Jen. And I just want to know, tomorrow I will be interviewing Jen from On the Block with Jen. Tomorrow I will be asking her all types of questions. I'm promising you, Jenny will not be a fluff piece. You're gonna have to answer some shit. You're gonna be like,
I love Jen.
But no, it's gonna be good. I think a lot of my viewers have asked a lot of questions about who is she? What's how she get out? And I think I just want to answer some of the questions that people have come up or what have you. And I think you just got a lot of wisdom to share. So, what was your last words, your parting gems for us?
I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to the interview tomorrow. My party word, basically the ladies covered it. YOLO, like a mug, you know what I'm saying? YOLO. Also be open, talk to your partner, get religion and your mama and your grandparents and your friends out of your head and have a real conversation with your partner. Your friends should not know more about your partner, your desires, or your sexuality than your partner does. And I think that's a mistake a lot of us have made in the past, where everybody else knows about our desires and our sexuality more than the person that we're with. Don't be shy about it. Don't be ashamed. You may be surprised at what you discover. Your partner may be like, well, I wanted to try since we're here. And it'll be a beautiful thing. Like, don't just say you married your best friend or you're with your best friend. Actually make that person your best friend. And you tell your best friend everything. We tell our best friends everything. So, just piggybacking off the ladies, YOLO, trust your partner, you trust yourself. And also with that said, don't do anything that you don't want to do. Don't do anything that you don't want to do, but don't be naive enough to think that the other person is completely satisfied and not wanting anything else because they're a woman. That's all I got to say.
That makes perfect sense. That's what's up.
Hey, Dan.
Go ahead, Diddy. What you gonna say?
Real quick, man. This is a quick PSA, guys. Off topic. I'm in the insurance industry. I just want to say this to all black men watching this real quick. Make sure y'all get your health screenings, man. I met a guy today, 52 years old, got diagnosed, man, 12 months to live, 52 years old for prostate cancer. I said, man, how did that happen to you? He said, I ignored the signs. I never went and got checked. So anybody, brothers, make sure y'all going to get those checks early. Early diagnosis is better. Early prevention is better than getting checked out or later in life, man, because there's no need to lose your life for something that's a slow-growing cancer. So if y'all not doing it, I'm only 39, but I'm thinking about going and get my stuff checked early on, so that way we in that space. That's all.
Hey, and if you women tell the men in your life, because a lot of times us men won't listen to, we won't do it ourselves. So women, say if you got somebody you care, a man you care about, you tell them to go get that shit taken care of. Because we will listen to the women, because men live longer when they listen to women when it comes to
That's
health.
right. We're the only reason that
Cut
y'all
that
asses
pussy
is
off if they
alive.
don't want to do it. Cut that pussy
Hey,
off.
hey, oh, whoa.
Yeah,
What, you
yeah. Cut that pussy off.
Stop that foolishness. Stop that
If he don't want to
foolishness.
go to the doctor, cut that pussy off. Your pussy card has been revoked.
You need a healthy bill of you need a bill of health.
Exactly.
I just want to say, a long time ago, like I listen to cats like when they say shit related to that, and Jim Brown once say it'd be a shame to go through life without knowing and finding out what really turns you on, what really floats your boat. So
yeah,
don't limit yourself when it comes to sex. Don't live by other people's judgment. Like try the things, experiment, try things all safe wise, and figure out what really is your thing. That way, all of these uncomfortable conversations, some of these uncomfortable conversations that we have, were conversations that won't need to be had. Your sex, the sex that brings you joy and fulfillment, is the right sex for you. Don't base your sex and your enjoyment based on somebody else. It's okay to be a giver, but also it's okay to receive as well. I'm talking men and women. I know cats out there just like women who out there not getting their dick sucked because their woman don't like sucking dick, or women out there who's not getting, men ain't going down on because they don't like going down, and that's their thing. Be with people who, like Kevin Hart say, your bullshit is their bullshit, and my bullshit is your bullshit. Whatever their thing is, they rock with it. They feel it, even if it's not 100% their thing. They're open-minded enough to try it just because it'll make you happy, and it's something that will keep you happy and fulfilled. Like I said, don't let anybody judgment limit you. Don't let anyone judge you, prevent you from doing anything you want to do, and just go out there and be safe. Have amazing sex, find out your kinks, and live in your truths. Don't hide it. Don't feel like you got to be worried about the judgment of society or your family, what have you. Because when it comes down to it, just like everybody's been saying, it's you and the person that you want to be with in that room when the lights go off. Unless you into other shit, and you can have you and that person and that person and that person. Whatever floats your boat. Just figure it out and rock with it. Let your freak flags fly. Whatever you got going on in your heart, put it out there. And I appreciate you guys so much. And this has been a great show. Oh, it is not too late to donate to relief efforts in Puerto Rico and in Florida, because they are both of them. Florida is going to get a little bit more help from the government. Puerto Rico will, but Puerto Rico, if you whatever you can do to help out the people in Puerto Rico, do it. Whatever you can do to help out the people in Florida, do it, because there's people really suffering out there. We can sit here and have these, joyful community like talks and stuff like that, and have first world issues, but there's people out there who don't even have lights, who haven't had light for a long period of time. People don't have fresh water. So, if any of you out there listening feel it in their hearts to donate, please do. There's a lot of different organizations. Hey, Jim, what's Crazy Legs' GoFundMe? Is it still cracking?
Yeah, it is. It's if you go to Instagram, you go at Crazy Legs BX. So it's at Crazy Legs Bronx. You want the $5 in that GoFundMe, $10. He will take it. He's boots on the ground. He just got back from Puerto Rico, giving people lights and water and food and setting up all kinds of things for kids at the Boys and Girls Club. It's better than it was before, but he's still seeking help, monetary help. So please go to at Crazy Legs BX and throw $5 in there. $5 is a bottle of water, a meal out there, what have you. So at Crazy Legs BX, and I appreciate you for that, Dame.
Yeah. I'm all about helping people. So thanks everybody. It was a pleasure. This is one of my favorite shows, and we will have to do something that again, just like it again, and hopefully all the same people will come on and talk their shit. Otherwise, we are out of here. Appreciate you.